So what is a blog? You know, it's one of those words you hear all the time, and we kind of take it for granted in today's digital world of digital marketing, but blogging has not been around that long. And technically, a blog is a discussion, kind of an informal website, published informational website on the web. And it's usually what they'll do is display it in a conversational format. It'll go in reverse or chronological order, which means that you're going to have the most recent post first. That's what we're generally looking at. So it has content, it's conversational, it's published online. Now, it can be an individual group or a group blog. There's usually a diary style text, and it's in reverse chronological order. That, in a nutshell, is technically what a blog is. Let me see if I can get I think my mouse is going crazy on me. Today, we're going to talk about the types of blogs, specifically four different types of blogs. We're going to start off and talk about a personal blog, and personal blogs feature content, and it's usually centered around the personality or lifestyle. There's a lot of emotional content or real personal content, connection with the audience. And most generally, that's the way people will enter the blogosphere, is through a personal blog. I know that was true for me. I wanted to share some of my viewpoints about a particular subject online, and I just started writing about it. Next, we have a business blog, and a business blog features content about a specific business, about your business. So this business is going to be all the information and content on that blog is going to be geared to your business specifically. We're also going to talk about niche blogs, and niche blogs feature content that provides valuable information about a very specific subject. So it's much more targeted to a specific type of information. And then we're also going to talk about an affiliate blog. Affiliate blogs feature content that provides valuable information that is going to support the promotion of a specific offer of some kind, whether or not that's an offer for a product or a service, or even it could even be in a way considered an affiliate blog to like you could treat it as an affiliate blog if you're having your subdivisions in an organization contribute to a larger organization. The only thing, that part necessarily isn't monetized. The big thing about affiliate blogs is they feature the content that provides a way of you making money on offering a promotion for a product or service that is going to get sold. So it's going to monetize in your behalf. Let's see, let me get my mouse back over here. I'm going to start off talking about a personal blog. Get a little bit of a set. And this is a really great way to get started. And like I said, the way that most of us get started when we start writing blogs. And personal blogs can be really very powerful. I'll share a little bit of the experience about what got me interested in writing a blog here at Builderall. Because I happened to come across a blog during an illness, and that personal blog, you'll see it right there. I'm not really advertising her blog, but that blog had such an emotional and personal information on it that was really helpful for me during my personal healing journey, that it really excited me and motivated me and inspired me to again start building websites. So personal blogs can be a really powerful way, not just for you to get into the blogosphere, but also a powerful and effective way to reach people and have a tremendous impact on their lives. I think that's something that we really tend to forget about at times. Now, the one thing about personal blogs, there's not really any rules or protocols for personal bloggers. You can write a blog about anything, your hobbies, your passions, your political views, any cause that you support. And this particular blog right here happens to be one that centers around a one woman's journey in Ireland as she and she writes about using permaculture to transform the land that she lives on. So it can really be about just about anything. But again, they should convey your passion, hobbies, pieces of advice, opinions, or your daily life to your readers. That's where all the emotion comes in. And in a personal blog, you're really wanting them to get to know you and come back often. So of course, you're going to go back to that LKT, the like, know, and trust factor. The key here again is it's an entirely different writing style because it is more emotional and centered around your passions. Another thing you can to do when you're talking about working with personal blogs is check out similar blogs, comment on those blogs and their blog posts, leave a link to your blog posts to increase the web traffic coming back to your personal blog. And by doing that with a personal blog, you're expanding that spider web that we're always trying to build and create as a digital marketer. What are some of the kinds of personal blogs there that you could jump in and give it a try? There's the mom blog. I'm sure you've all seen the mom blog where with a new baby in the house, mom starts writing a blog and you just follow every few days or every day. You set the rules. You could also write a philosophy blog talking about some specific type of philosophy that you're passionate about or you're studying and interested in. How about a family blog for a personal blog? I think this is a great idea, especially in today's world where you have families scattered in all over the world, really. And with a family blog, if one person is writing a family blog, that's a great way to keep in touch, not just with your family members, but to extend your family out into the world and really share your story. And everybody has a story. What's yours? That's one of my favorite sayings. You can write an opinion blog, and certainly we just got through a year not so long ago of the politics to where we get a lot of opinion blogs. But now this is one great way to use that power and jump in and begin creatively using your opinions to build a brand around yourself. You can also do an experience blog, much like this blog here, the experience of building a home over I think it was like 12 years and transforming the land on 3.5 acres in Ireland, turned in not to just what started out as a journey on a blog, grew to be a cottage industry, several books, and a lovely home and business for this woman. And now she's considered one of the experts in that area. So don't underestimate the power of a blog, a personal blog about an experience that you're passionate about. And I'm going to show you my old blog, Tune Into Self, which was inspired by this blog. And even though it's still published, let me see. tell you, it's because I wanted to share this with you. This blog inspired this blog, which is in the process of being rebuilt because it is a pixel perfect blog. So we're rebuilding it, but you'll get a chance to see. Let me see, stop share and share. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I know what I needed. There we go. Let's see. Sorry, I'm so slow about this, you guys, but we'll get there. I promise. Now, all right. Now, this is my old Pixel Perfect blog. And it's getting rebuilt, and it'll take on a little bit different because I've grown now. And like I said, I was inspired just by my healing journey to get back into digital marketing. And this is how I found Builderall. It was because of that journey and that experience that motivated me and inspired me to tell of my experience. And then I found Builderall. So it's got a story of my journey, and I just wanted to show you one of the older Pixel Perfect blogs. So I'm going to stop that share here because we're going to go back and go to my, whoops. I just showed you that, so I didn't. Now let's talk about the business blog. Business blogs have content related to the very specific business, and they have a much more professional tone to it. And tone is very important when you're thinking about what kind of content and what kind of blog you're going to create. A business blog aims to generate more leads for their businesses and make as many potential customers as possible. So the goals are different as well. Business blogs must engage the reader enough to want to return regularly and subscribe to your mailing list. That's the whole motive behind having a business blog, is to get them coming back to your website and visiting all of your pages, all of your offers, all of your products, and subscribing to your mailing list so you can continue to engage with that customer and client throughout the lifetime of their customer journey. A really good business blog example might be like the one at entrepreneur.com. I'm sure everybody here has probably heard of Entrepreneur Magazine, and this is a great example of the business of a business blog. On their blog, you're going to get not just business.
Terry?
Yes.
Terry, we cannot see your screen.
All of a sudden, oh my goodness. Thank you. Can you now?
Yes, we can.
Let me plug my mouse in. Maybe my battery is going crazy. Hold on, you guys. I have one of those mice that. Okay, let me see. All right. Thank you, Jackie. So the business Entrepreneur Magazine has a blog inside their magazine that, of course, is promoting all of the other articles and anything that the business of Entrepreneur Magazine is promoting. Let's see. Okay, now I wanted to show you a Builderall business blog. And we're going to go over here, if my mouse will let me, and take a look at Spartacus's business blog. I thought that would be fun to do because I'd love to show you what our leaders are already doing. And let me stop the share there, and we'll go up here. Okay, now, is my mouse, did I make it there that time? Can you see Spartacus's blog?
Yes.
Oh, good, good. Maybe that's what it was. All right, and you see Spartacus has a great business blog here promoting all kinds of articles built right here in Builderall. You can see what a wonderful job our blog builder does. There's several articles. We can go right down here. And he's got some advertisements on for other offers, some other offers on the page here with a banner up at the top. Lots of great content, and it is talking all about digital marketing. Of course, in this offer, he's also sharing some of his products as well, other Builderall products. But the biggest focus of this blog is informing anybody about digital marketing. So that's a great example of a Builderall business blog, besides our Builderall blog. But we'll get back to that later. All right, let me go back here and oops. And now let's talk about niche blogs. Niche blogs target specific topics. Unlike, it can be a lot, whatever niche you're interested in, it can be a wide variety. And you can see here we have a Lego niche here. But the biggest difference is they're going to be targeting specific topics, not specific businesses. The content is really absolutely limitless. There's food blogs, basketball blogs, music blogs, car racing blogs, content marketing blogs. It doesn't matter. If you want, you can find a niche for just about anything. I'm sure that there's probably a blog for how to train a goldfish, just because Shelley's written the book on it. So you can create a niche blog about anything, but you have to be able to produce content that you're passionate about and that you can build a blog around it. You may be able to create a blog about anything, but you better have the passion to back it up, because that's what drives the content. That's what drives the audience to your pages, is your passion about a very specific target, topic, niche. The very first thing you're going to want to do is define your target group. You're going to want to study the demographics, age groups, gender, personal likes and dislikes. To work in the niche blog, you're going to really dig down in deep and find out, who's playing with Legos, or target specific, the demographics are going to be much more important, and all of these nuances are going to be much more important in a niche blog. You certainly aren't going to be finding a lot of, teenagers in a retirement age blog. So that's something that you have to really do when you're thinking about a niche blog. Make sure you not just know your niche very well and are passionate about it, but you really do want to do your research and define your target group specifically. And I thought the Legos brick blog was a great example. And if you go to this blog, you're going to find, I don't know how many hundreds of articles about products and Legos and how to build this and how to contests, all kinds of I didn't know there was so much to know about Legos, to tell you the truth. But it's just a great example. Now, for our niche blog, I just love the way Sharon Mack, Dr. Sharon, has created her Sharon Mack Wellness blog. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at that. Sharon's. Oh, there we go. Now, one thing I really love that Dr. Sharon's done is she's used this wonderful, wonderful tool that we have right here in Builderall that requires you to submit and register your email. So that's a great way to make sure you're getting that information. And I just love it because the search bar is right up here. And you can see she has so many different kinds of categories. On the side here, there's her wellness program, weight loss tips, and Builderall just builds some beautiful blogs. And with our search bar and the ability to build in those categories, as much information as Dr. Sharon has on her blog about health, I'm sure that there's no way you would be able to do that without that search blog. So you can see that we have a great example of a niche blog right here, a wellness niche blog built right here in Builderall. I'm going to try to go through some of these pretty quickly because I do want to share. Where did my, lost my, okay. Let's go back up here. Oh. Now, affiliate blogs, there's lots of ways you can look at affiliate blogs and define an affiliate blogs. But affiliate blogs are built to generate a commission through affiliate marketing. Affiliate bloggers write product reviews and ask their readers to purchase those products through their affiliate links. So if you're an affiliate, if you have an affiliate blog, you are writing about the products that you're promoting, leaving your links on in the blog posts, in the content, and then monetizing through those links. 81% of brands can improve their marketing through some kind of an affiliate program. And the wonderful thing about building your business here in Builderall is there's so many ways to take advantage of this amazing fact. There's many ways to get a piece of that affiliate money. You can, like we talked about in our meeting this morning, you can create an affiliate program for your products. You can promote other affiliate products and services. You can promote affiliate products and services on other marketplaces. And there are many types of people that do just really become such an expert in promoting certain affiliate products or products and services within their niche. They really become some heavy hitting influencers and earn a lot of money just for promoting another person's product. So, and there are also, on the other hand, bloggers who will write about your product. So there's a lot of ways to come at and look at what is an affiliate blog. One thing you want to know, you're always going to have that element of you're going to be writing promotions and writing content about products and services that you're promoting, that you're standing behind, and monetizing that. And of course, we do that all the time with the affiliate updates and the software updates here at Builderall. And all of that information comes together in the blogs, in all of the blogs, whether we're talking about the affiliate updates, the software updates, or all of the Mag 5 blogs. These all have an element of bringing people back to the Builderall site and promoting the Builderall products and services. Next, let's take a look at a Builderall affiliate blog. And I'd like to show you Derek Yam's. I'd like you to invite you to take a look at Derek Yam's blog. So let's take a quick look at it. Try this one more time. And pull it up here. Where are you, Derek? There we go. Now I can share it. And Derek has a beautiful blog built here, right here on Builderall. You can see he's just really working it. He's got a button up here where you can book an appointment. He's got his blog articles, the magazine down here, a wonderful link to the Builderall magazine, some of our coaching sessions. All of these are elements that he's brought into his blog, including, let's see, a ticker down here, a live ticker. So you see that the Builderall blog can do just about anything, any way you like. It's just a matter of you deciding and honing in on what type of blog that you're wanting to create. I'm going to stop sharing that screen and we'll go back. Now, there's traditional and non-traditional blogs. Now, we've looked at a lot of what I would call traditional blogs, pretty much, or at least at first glance, we think they're traditional. I did want to mention, and we talked a little bit about it, about the Builderall University that's coming. And we've been using the non-traditional blog somewhat in our groups and sorting all that out about how to use the blog in a non-traditional way by using categories. It's a really powerful idea. You see, with the traditional way, you're going to be writing and creating articles. I'm not sure, I can't remember what the next screen is. Oh, yes, we'll go back here. You'll be creating articles that you're publishing in that reverse chronological order usually. And as we've seen on many of the blogs, you'll have that feed page where you'll have a summary of the articles, and then you click on those summaries that lead you to the article. Now, in a non-traditional blog, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating blog posts and tagging them and sorting them into categories. And that way, as we saw on Derek's site, you've got that search bar, and Dr. Sharon has on her site or blog
Terry,
site.
we can't see your screen again.
Oh my goodness. I am so sorry, you guys. Oh. Maybe I need a drink of water. So you're going to be, just like in Dr. Sharon's site and Derek's site, you can search through those categories and navigate through a much broader terrain of information. It's not laid out in a chronological or reverse chronological order. It's more organized by categories and information. So it's a great way to use the standard blog in a different way and organize it differently when you're really doing more than maybe a personal blog or a series. So that is something that we're going to be covering later on in the week. I'm not going to go into greater detail, but pay attention to whether or not how you want to organize your blog, whether or not it's going to be a traditionally organized blog. But I really encourage you, depending on what you're blogging about, think about the non-traditional way and organizing them by category, using tags. It's very, very powerful. All right, now the importance of the home page, you've got to really hit this hard. You've got to remember that the home page is the very first thing that people are going to see, and you only have 10 seconds when you drop that blog link, and you've got 10 seconds to get their attention. So make sure it stands out. It's extremely, extremely important. In this section, we're going to talk about now the nitty and gritty about writing a blog. How do I even begin to think about whether or not I want to write a blog, and what does it really mean? First of all, you can write there are several ways you can produce a blog and have a blog. And the first one, of course, is to write your own articles. And if anybody has ever made a commitment to write a blog regularly, you'll know that there's a lot of work that goes into the blog. So you're going to really need to organize your time, organize your methods to really make it pay off. Let's see. For that reason, I have put together a series of templates, and today I just want to cover over these in my section of the worksheets. I've got some templates I want to share with you. So we'll go over these templates quickly so you know what you have in the training today. But I also want to let you know, not this week, but next week, I have some more templates that I'd like to add, but I didn't want to throw them all at you at once because it could be quite overwhelming. This will be more than enough to get you really well on your way to having a successful and profitable blog. So I'm going to stop sharing here. We're going to try this one more again, you guys. And then I'm going to find I'm going to pull up the worksheet here, the templates that I've included. And I just want to talk a little bit about and tell you a little bit about why I included these templates in today's challenge. First of all, you're going to have a quick one page that I encourage you to print all of these out if you're going to take blogging seriously, and get started now. So right off the bat, you've got a calendar for the rest of the year. Now, why? Because I want you to make some plans. I want you to plan out your actions and take some action if you want to start building your blog right away. So here's this year's calendar. The very next thing we're going to focus in on is blog clarity. This is a 2-page blog clarity template. And I want you to go through, and you can see, print these out, because if you love blogging, or maybe you're an agency and you're managing several blogs, or perhaps you're not going to manage a blog for a client, but you're teaching them what they need to put in their blog or helping them. This is a great 2-page template to help you get very clear on what your blog is all about. So go ahead and here's a place for the blog name in case you've got multiple blogs. What makes this blog different from others? So here's the place where you're going to jot down what makes it unique. And we're going to take it one step further and refine it to a 1-sentence, your elevator speech, or not even your elevator speech, maybe like a tagline. Explain your unique brand for your blog identity in 1 sentence. Now, here's a great place for you to list what has inspired you for this blog. There are going to be times when you're not inspired to write. There are going to be times when you're not going to be inspired to do your research about your next week's article or whatever. So take the time to be clear about what your inspiration is and define it and map it out. It will become very valuable for you in the long term, especially as the longer you're blogging, because you could come back and remember why you started this in the first place. Next, you're going to identify who are my readers. You're going to want all the demographics about it, and there's a place to take notes there. And content. What types of blog projects do I enjoy writing, and why? Now, this is really important, and really consider this question. If you don't like doing research, or then I wouldn't, commit to writing a blog that depends on you staying current on, the trends in a particular niche that change rapidly every 2 or 3, days or so. If you don't like doing your research, if you just hate getting in there and doing your research, that's not the kind of blog you want to do. However, if you're like me, and I just love, if I get a topic that I'm passionate about and I love about, I can go down that rabbit hole, and I'll have reams of material, enough for probably a year's worth of blog. I have to pull myself back in sometimes because I do like that kind of content writing. If you're the type of writer that just likes to free flow and write conversationally, then you're going to want to know that before you commit to doing a blog every week for the next 10 years. So that's a really important question to ask. Priorities. What type of work do I need to definitely refuse? Now, if you're writing blogs for a living, and this is especially good if you're doing freelance work, but it's good for any business. If you're just writing about your business, it's always good to know what you don't want to do. In fact, I would say it's as important, if not more important, to know what you absolutely hate doing as much as it is to know what you're passionate about. And then you're going to refuse to do it, because why make yourself miserable? Now, the next section on clarity: what area of this blog generates the most income? If this is a brand new blog, you won't have that information right now, but that's good to have in this template so you can refer back to it as you review or as you introduce a new blog. The next part is the editorial calendar. How are you going to organize your all of your articles and your publications? This is a good thing to think through ahead of time and just ask yourself, am I going to post once a week, once a month? Am I going to do a series once a month? All of these kinds of questions about how you're going to run your blog as the editor of the blog. Are you going to only have one person as an author? Are you going to have guest authors? Are you going to have a regular staff of authors? So all of these questions on the editorial calendar and the structure of how you're going to create the blog, if you want to think about that ahead of time, if possible. Now, what's the structure of the blog posts for this blog? How do you want your blog posts laid out? And, like, it's really a good idea it may take you a while to find the structure that you're comfortable with, but then stick to it and keep it familiar for your readers. That's one thing I really try to do when I'm writing the Builderall blogs. I want to keep it in the same format that everybody's used to, so you know just exactly where to go to find the information you're used to, what to expect. And having that formatted out ahead of time really helps too when you have to delegate your blog writing to other people. And last on this list is what are the best results desired for this blog this year? And what are the first steps you need to take to make that happen? That's why I've included that calendar for the remainder of this year. So when you get down to this step on your blog clarity template, you're going to be able to come right back up here and you're going to be able to look at the dates and actually have them right in front of you so you can pick some dates and make those steps happen. Don't forget that part. What are the first steps needed to make that happen? The next template, I'm going to get another little sip here. The next template I want to cover with you, this is very important, priorities. And here again, this is a nice template in case you're an agency or you're working with other people that you need to, help them create a blog. This will give you a way to make this very clear. Get your blog priorities. What's your first priority? Why it's important? What are the action steps? You're going to look at, if you know a time frame, you can put a deadline in there if you know it, and the costs. Pardon me. A lot of times when people just talking about these priorities, because you have priorities for, well, I guess I forgot to change those. Sorry, guys. Priority number 1, I forgot to change to number 2, number 3. I'll work on that. One of the things that you might notice as you get more experience in the blogging field is that you'll get better and you'll introduce different types. And people often think, well, what kind of cost is there in a blog? Well, if you're giving away a prize, what's the cost of that? If you're having a contest, there's a cost of the prize. There's also a deadline and there's a time frame. So all of this information can be specifically critical in blog posts with certain in certain blogs. So I thought it was a useful template to share. The next template here, take the time and map out the yearly goals for your blog. And I'll kind of come through these. You can come back and look through them. They're pretty self-explanatory. This is one of my favorites, though. It's the blog improvement plan. And this is great, especially if you're working with clients and they have a blog. You can pull this out and you can dissect it and break it down into the redesign, content improvement. Do we want new sections and categories, SEO, social media? How about the traffic and leads and sponsors and advertisers? Now, this also gives you a column for creating priorities, top 3 priorities, and deadlines. So if you're looking at updoing your blog or helping somebody else do that by creating a new blog for them, this is a great template to get you started and asking those questions right away. The next template is, how do you do your weekly blog schedule and keep all of that straight? You know, if you're posting every day, as many bloggers do, it depends on your editorial plan. You're going to want a plan, a way of keeping track of whether everything gets done. And here we have a very simple template where you can put the name of the blog, the URL of where it's living, the week, and then, you know, like the post titles. Here you can do a simple standard checklist. Is this a standard blog? Is it a sponsored blog? Is it a giveaway blog? Is it a guest post? What status is it in? This, you know, it's only in draft, or is it in review or scheduled or published? And of course, you're going to want to go through all of those before we get to the end and the publication date. So that's important. And where are you promoting them? And I just put in 4 here, but of course you can create and promote as many places as you like. And then here's another blog post planner for the specific blog article. Now this comes in very handy, and you know, really it'll give you a checklist and 1, 2, 3 step-by-step habit to get into if you're using something like this regularly. We have a place for your date and your topic, the category, if you have categories on your blog, tags, any kind of tags that you're using, what kind of blog it is, a standard, sponsored, product, a review, giveaway, guest post. Here's your H1 headline, a place for your H1 headline. Every blog post should have an H1 headline and an H2 headline. Here's a place for your introduction, and then a place to jot down your key points and your call to action. On the second page of this blog post planner, you have optimizing internal links and external links, your keywords, your images and resources. These are all things you have to gather before publication. And here's a checklist just to go down and make sure you've done your spelling check, you test your links, you've renamed your images for SEO and your alt text for images, you've optimized for your images, given your credits. All of these things are important. Now, once after it's published, come down here to where are you promoting this blog? So this 2-page template if you have this blog planner, you can sit down and start when you first get your idea and come up with your topic. And then, you know, maybe you'll do your research. Come down here and put your key things down in here. And eventually this will evolve all the way around, and it'll take you through that step-by-step process. And with all of these elements and the checklist, when you gather them, you've got your blog post. Now that's something that's easily also then shared with your VAs or freelancers if you're having somebody write for you. So it's really handy. Now, if you're planning a series, I have a template for planning series, where it's just simply, if you get an idea, pull out one of these planners, write your topic and your category, all the details, and a place for notes. And I love doing blog series. So this really comes in handy for me, because I'll start dissecting all the material for the week, and I can really start filling this out, taking my notes, and before I know it, I've got the bulk of my writing done. Now, added on to the end of this is a template that you can choose to print out if you like, that has all the rest of the individual days. So you can plan your weeks and your days for your blogs for the rest of the year. My challenge is that somebody will actually do it. It really is. I'm going to stop sharing that. Those are the templates that are in that worksheet. I don't have too much more. Let's see. Close this one. Here. Now, another option, of course, is to hire a service to write your articles. And we've talked a lot about these in some of our other trainings. You can go to Fiverr and find people that are willing to write blog articles for you. You can go to Upwork as well, and a freelancer. These are three great sources to take that out of off your desk and put it elsewhere if you really find that now you don't have time and you need help. Most of us, though, will start writing at least our own blogs initially, and then the busier we get, we'll need to either hire somebody to write the blogs for us, and this is a great way to find somebody if we don't have somebody on staff. And then you can also use PLR products to write your own articles. And we've covered this as well. There are several different sites out there. We've talked about them before, where you can find great blog articles, including IDPLR, Resell Rights Weekly, and PLR Me. These are all places where you can buy these already produced collections of articles, and then you can brand them for yourself. You want to make sure, though, as I say consistently, and we all say consistently, that when you're looking at PLR products, make sure that you're allowed to brand it to yourself. Some you aren't, some you can, some you can't. So most of the times what I find useful is to take a look at PLR products and then perhaps deconstruct them and then rewrite it in my own voice. I highly recommend that. But that's another option.
All right, guys. So blog sites, right? And how to create a profitable one. And we're going to choose a niche. So how do we choose a niche? Well, first of all, what is a niche, right? And how do you even pronounce it? I know people pronounce it differently, but I decided to look it up and I found a line that you either pronounce it niche or niche. Depending on where you're from, you might pronounce it niche, who knows? Or niche. All depends on your, accent. I'm Latino, so I'll just say, niche. It's a niche. So a niche, what is it exactly, right? It is a specialized market. And what's a specialized market? Depending on what you're doing, for this example that I wrote here, let's say is real estate, right? So if you're in real estate, how do you niche down to it? You niche down by maybe you're a real estate agent for houses, right? You sell homes, you sell, these marvelous, amazing houses, or maybe you're a real estate agent for apartments, right? I know here in New York, there's a lot of real estate agents for apartments because over here in New York, it's usually best to rent and it's more affordable anyways. Or you could be in a commercial building, right? These huge, amazing buildings where usually big companies, they buy these buildings from commercial real estate agents, right? So you niche down depending on what your niche is or what you're looking for. Another example could be lawyer, right? So when you look at the lawyer niche and we niche down, we think about maybe a divorce lawyer, right? What if you want to niche down a little bit more smaller, right? You bring it down, you niche down always, right? That's the term. You want to niche down until you find the right, I guess, equation for yourself. So when we niche down, you look at divorce lawyer maybe in Florida. And let's niche down a little bit deeper, right? So it'll be a divorce lawyer in Orlando, Florida, or Miami, Florida. And you know, I should have used a different word instead of divorce lawyer. I don't want to, you know, put a negative word for people there that are married. You don't want to get divorced, right? Hopefully you guys are happily married. I know I am with my 2 baby girls. So now that you're picking a niche, right? You want to find your niche size. So to find your niche size, you can talk to my best friend, Google, right? You want to be able to review the most popular keywords in your niche. So for us, let's say for myself, I'm in affiliate marketing, network marketing, and MLM. So I type on Google, affiliate marketing tips. So then you see all these here. These are all really good keywords that you might want to look into. And excuse me, one of the good things about Google is that since Google's our best friend, it likes to help us out. So if you scroll all the way down, you'll see other keywords that might help or benefit you on your niche. So if you're looking for affiliate marketing, maybe you want to do affiliate marketing strategies, or maybe Amazon affiliate marketing. And as you can see here, there's affiliate marketing tips for 2021. What else? There's affiliate marketing tips for beginners. How successful is affiliate marketing? So see, these are all within, my niche, which would be affiliate marketing. And I'm trying to find words, words that might fit to my niche. So that would be beginners, or maybe advanced, depending on what you're going to blog about and write about. But these keywords are helpful for you when it comes to writing and picking what you're going to talk about in your blog. And also another thing that might help you if, maybe Google wasn't that great in giving you some keywords, well, you can find keywords. And there are websites out there that actually help you to find keywords. And I don't have this I think I don't have this in the workbook, but hopefully I don't, because that's the whole point that Shelly told you guys, to bring a notebook and pen so you guys can write down tips and things that we didn't put in the workbook. Right? We don't put everything in the workbook because we want you guys to be here and attend and be present, right, and pay attention. So make sure you guys take notes, right? So wordtracker.com and keywordseverywhere.com. Those are some really good ones. There's some more, but to keep this training short, sweet, and to the point, well, I just added these two. And I can actually give you guys an example. Let's see if I can. I'm going to share my screen, or my other screen, and I'm going to go to Word Tracker. So let's do Word Tracker. Where is it? Here we go. All right, so Word Tracker. You guys should be seeing now my other screen. So here's Word Tracker. And now let's see what you guys are saying. Let's look at the comments. And let's see what everybody is saying. Give me, guys, a word, a keyword. Let's see. I know there's a delay. So hopefully you guys are paying attention and type super quick a keyword. Give me a keyword so we can test this out here live. And I know I can use affiliate marketing, but it's too simple. That's something that I already wrote. Let's see what you guys give me. Terry says gelato. Gelato. I haven't had gelato in ages. All right, so let's try gelato. All right, so I'm going to click search. You guys can give me keywords. I know Terry gave me one. So let's see. Did it search? It seems like it's not working for me. Let me refresh it real quick. And it's still loading. Okay, my internet is super slow. Wow. Try gelato. Cruising. I don't know if maybe because of the word, but it is low. But it's loading. As you guys can see, finding keywords. Okay, so the thing about this is that, you know, it is a paid service. So they give you, unfortunately, just these two, and then you can unlock more. But let's do our good friend Google, right? So let's go to Google and let's just type in gelato. And even this, when you guys can see, you can see gelato near me, gelato versus ice cream, right? But let's just keep it simple, gelato. It gives you right here what it is. And then you can find, maybe you can find other blogs that are talking about gelato. And here, as you can see, look, related searches, gelato recipe, gelato near me, definition, meaning, ingredients, gelato brands. Let's click on gelato versus ice cream. So as you can see, depending on what what you're writing about, what your niche is, if your niche is, ice cream, and you have an amazing recipe that you want to write about, that it's better than ice cream, you can, do searches here and find out what is doing good in the algorithm when it comes to searches. Yes, correct spelling is a must. That's true, Terry. All right, so let's go back to the other screen. All right, so then now you guys have those there. Check them out. And like I said, Google's your best friend if you don't want to pay for these services. But like I said, they are good. Now, when it comes to blogging, some of you might be scared because of competition. But don't let that scare you. You want to explore your competition, right? Don't let one fierce competitor, whoever they are, scare you away, right? So, it literally is never too late to turn other people's followers and fans into your fans and followers and hopefully clients, right? If you're selling something. But of course, when it comes to your competition, I always like to do things right and good, right? I'm a good man, good boy. Well, not good boy, good man. Right? I want to make sure that things are done respectfully. So respect others, right? They might be a great competitor, but you want to provide great content so that people can like you for who you are, and not just because you're bashing your competitor and saying, hey, this guy is not great, or this product, it's not that good. Mine is better because ABC, and that product does so much harm to you. Unless it really does, unless it's a fact, then maybe I can see, you letting that slide. But one thing that you can actually take from your competition, and you want to learn about them. So study them, see what's working for them. And if they have a Facebook group, right, on that niche from your competitor, join it. Right? You want to find what's being talked about, what's trending, what's in the now, or as the cool kids like to call it, what's hip, right? What's going on right now? What are people actually doing and paying attention in your niche? Okay. And then, you want to follow those that have engaging audiences, because, on Facebook, there's thousands and thousands of groups. And let's I wasn't thinking of doing this, but let's do this. Let's find out if there's any gelato Facebook groups out there. So let's see, where did I close it? Okay, let's go back to the gelato and let's find out if there's any Facebook groups for gelato. So let's do Facebook group gelato. So like I was saying, there are groups out there, but you want to make sure that they are engaging, because some groups could be really old. Gelato. And there we go. Like I said, my internet is so slow. And let's do, let's see, groups. Here we go. Search results. So as you can see, look, these are These are big groups, 3,000 members, 2,000, well, 2.4, 3.8. But you can see right here, the engagement right here. So 20 posts a week, 30 posts a week, 3 posts a day. So you want to find what's the most engaging one. You want to join it, right? And learn about your competition, and just keep testing things within, you know, these groups that you find for your specific niche. All right, so let's go back and back over here. You guys should be seeing my screen now. So if you find, right, if let's say you found a good following, right, has good reputation, good engaging, and on this niche that you decided to do, then you are definitely on the right path. You know that, hey, I know that there's a community for this niche. There is some support for this niche. People are talking about it. There is a good amount of competition, but not so much where I might not be seen. Okay. So that's definitely one of the things you want to look out for when it comes to, you know, finding your niche. All right. So now, next thing, you want to analyze monetization. And I wonder why you would monetize your, well, not monetize, analyze monetization. I'm going to look at the comments right here, see if you guys know this. Why would I want to analyze monetization? What is that? What could that be good for, right? We're writing blogs. We're putting content out there on the internet. So why would I want to monetize that content? Let's look at the comments, see if you guys are listening. Why would that be? I'll give you guys 5 seconds to answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see who comments. Why would you want monetization in your blog? What could that do? What could that bring? And it's a simple answer, and I'm going to show it to you now. I'm pretty sure there's a delay. That's why I still don't see any comments. All right, so, and that would be, who wants to earn money? Right? It would be money. Monetize my blog to pay for my vacation. Awesome. I guess a delay for me. Maybe I had to refresh. But yeah, right? Who wants to earn money? So I'm not gonna look at the comments, but I want you guys to comment yes or no. Do you want to earn money? I'm pretty sure it should be 100% yes. So once I look at the comments later on, I should see a whole bunch of yeses, right? So what if we could earn money with our blogs? I wonder. That would be amazing. And it's possible because they are bloggers out there that are earning a full-time income by blogging. And they could be blogging about literally anything that interests them, right? Because you want to blog about something that definitely is, you know, we pick the niche, but something that you're passionate and you know that you're not going to get tired about. So you can constantly always be creating content for that niche. And then, of course, if you want to be noticed, you want to make sure that you be creative, and that definitely is going to increase your chances to get noticed by maybe some huge media company or brands that want to do a sponsorship with you, right? Those are really great. And then here's one thing also that I want you guys to go in when it comes to blogging. Do not, and I repeat, I should have put this in big letters, do not expect to become a millionaire blogging. There might be people out there that are making maybe close to $1 million or maybe even $1 million. But when you're starting out, you don't want to go in with that mindset, because unfortunately, if you don't get even close to that, it might put you down and you might be disappointed that, hey, I'm not even close to $1 million. I'm only making, you know, let's say $10,000 a month, which is still pretty big for people that haven't made money online. But you guys want to be grateful that, gosh, I'm making money online from blogging, from typing words onto a screen that people read, right? You got to think about it, that is just insane, right? The world that we live in, where content, whether it be pictures, videos, or actual words on a website, on your computer, on your phone, can actually give you income and you can survive and live off it. That's insane. If you guys agree with me, definitely I want to see that you guys say, I agree with you. We live in an amazing time. I'm glad and happy I was born in this era. All right. So now when it comes to earning money, here's some tips for you guys for earning money with your blogs. You want to make sure that that niche that you've searched, right, that you've done Google search, you've done your due diligence, you've done your homework. You want to make sure that it is monetizable. I'm not even sure that's a word. Pretty sure it is, but you want to make sure that it is monetizable, right? You can monetize that niche. Now, if someone is actually already earning money in your niche, it's a good sign, right? Then that means you definitely could do it too. If one person does it, then they set the standards, and now that can be done and followed, and other people can do it too. So if you find an niche, guys, I believe in you. We here at the Builderall community, right, the Builderall family, we believe in you, and you could definitely do it too. So make sure you guys believe that you could do it as well. And you want to find affiliate programs in your niche. So depending on what you're doing, if you're doing like how we said, gelatos, or maybe you're doing mouse pads or ink, right? Whatever it is out there, you want to find an affiliate product, right? An affiliate program, affiliate program for that niche. And you can also check affiliate networks. Depending on what you're writing, you go on affiliate networks like clickbank.com, or if you're doing maybe some physical products, Amazon affiliates is great. So you can review a certain products, whether it be a blender and you love it, you take it with you everywhere. So now, since you're talking about this amazing blender, why not get paid for it when people buy it? Right? You're giving praise to this blender and you are advertising it for free. Why not get paid? Actually, instead of it being for free, if someone clicks on that link where you showed a picture, you showed a video, you talked about it, you wrote a good paragraph on it or two, maybe an essay, who knows? Now someone might be interested because of this review that you did, right? This blog that you went in depth, you did the pros and cons, right? You put in all this work. Now you add a link in there so that somebody can click on it and you get some commission. Same thing with ClickBank, okay? So now on top of that, if you use something that you love, right, that's the easiest thing. Like most of us here, right? Who loves Builderall? Oh, there's a good indication of you guys to say, I love Builderall. So who loves Builderall? I say me. And you guys should be commenting, I love Builderall. So if you love a product, you use it every day, like I do, right? You are able to talk about it, share it. You don't feel like you're selling your product, right? You're just sharing an amazing experience with somebody of something that you love. You love this product. So now because you're sharing all this, guess what? You're going to get compensated because there's an affiliate program for whatever it is that you are talking about. For my case, and most of you guys that are here watching, it would be, Builderall, the affiliate program with Builderall, which is great. And now, usually big companies like Adidas or Nike, they often advertise on these huge popular blogs. So if you are consistent, you're doing great, you keep adding content value to your blog, right? Maybe these huge brands out there might reach out to you and say like, hey Jackie, we love your blog, what you're sharing. You have an amazing community. They are very engaging. We would love to sponsor you if you do a review on this new product that's coming out for us. So you review it, you share it. Guess what? Now you're getting paid sponsorship, or maybe they might give you an affiliate link where you can get paid according to the products that they purchase. So if you guys are going through this and paying attention, right, since day one and today, you realize that, there is something powerful with blogs, right? You guys can definitely make a good living and maybe quit your day job, right? Who knows? But not right away. You want to first start And then eventually, once you already are making way more than enough with your blogs and your affiliate commissions, then you can let it go. But you always want to keep your job. I'm not recommending anybody to quit their job just to go all in. Let me look at the comments. Let's see. Yes, I love Builderall. BA for life. That's awesome. That's definitely me. BA for life, guys. We bleed Builderall blue. Not that any of us bleed here, of course. Now, guys, last but not least, because we're not done, of course, we still got some more. You want to make your final decision, right? So now you've gone through all these steps. So now you should have maybe a couple ideas. I hope that you write some ideas. Don't just go straight all in into one, because you don't know what might be actually working until you actually try out and do the deep research on your niche. So you should have a list of ideas of possible niches that you can talk about and write about in your blog. And then once you have these ideas, make sure that you're clear of the scope of I forgot the word, but make sure you guys are clear of the scope, the competition, and of course the monetization potential of each niche that you came up with, whether it's affiliate marketing, cooking, home design, decorations, whatever it is, right? And here's also a good tip, because you don't want to burn yourself out. Don't start a blog on multiple niches, okay? You want to start with one, stay focused on one, and build it to where you see that you have either a great income, or maybe you can hire somebody, right? You can hire a VA and make it into some kind of automation where, you know, your blog is doing great. A VA comes in and does basically most of the work for you, because, you know, your blog is already, it has a standard, it has a layout that you can definitely put now on other blogs if you want to branch out to multiple different blogs. But starting out, definitely recommend do not start multiple niches and multiple blogs on different multiple niches. All right. So before you guys actually start out there and start blogging and typing and all these things, right, you wanna keep these things in mind when you publish your blog from within Builderall. And that is one of them being compelling headlines. So with compelling headlines, guys, you want to make sure that you write things like this. Let's say that you're writing in your blog, or you've typed, you know, why should you see this movie? Maybe reword it, and you want to say something like, see how these actors take on a different role. You see, you want to make sure that you have certain compelling words where it has some kind of action. So you want to be able to add action words to help people click on your blog, okay? You don't want them to be like, I don't know if I should read this. This doesn't seem that great. Now, here I put 8 compelling words, and I got this from a website where it looked up 100 of the top most compelling words out there in the world. I don't know if it's 100% in the world, but I have heard some of these before. But here's one, right? The secret of making people like you. A little mistake that cost a farmer $3,000 a year. See, already, if I see this, I'm like, wow, $3,000 a year. What did he do? Advice to advice to wives whose husbands don't save money. By a wife. So this was definitely written by a wife, and the husband should be saving money. I want to find out. The child who won the hearts of all. And there's one, before I'm not going to go through all of them. One that caught my attention because I read this book. It is How to Win Friends and Influence People. Right? If you're in personal development and in growth, this is a great book. And I know for me, when I saw that title, it just called out to me. I want to read it. I want to find out more. So definitely, these are some compelling headlines that have been out there. And if you guys want to actually go check out this 100 headline list, I made it simple for you guys. Instead of typing the huge long link, I just went into our URL shortener, and just shorten the link for you. So that's eb4.co/100 headlines. So if you guys go to there, to that link, you'll be able to see all the headlines, up to 100 headlines that have been really popular. And I'm pretty sure most of you guys would have seen or read, because some of them are books. All right. Now, another thing that you guys want to make sure to keep in mind is using subheadings and short paragraphs. Right? So you want to use subheadings in your blogs, but what I think is even more important is short paragraph. You want to keep people interested in what they're reading, because I know myself, I'm more of a visual guy. I like to see videos. I don't read blogs too much. If I do, I usually skim through them, but I do read them if they seem short. Now, I say the word seem short because they kind of trick you by actually making short little paragraphs. So you read it, you get interested, but you want to keep reading because they already caught your attention with the first short paragraph. So now that means that, you know, this blog that I'm reading is not a blog that's going to make me skip it, right? You want to make sure that your short paragraphs and subheadlines doesn't make people skip it. More like, I think I'll read this, and they'll continue reading. Like I said, I don't like reading blogs so much, but if I see that it's like a couple of paragraphs, maybe 4 lines, then I actually might read it, and I might end up reading the whole page or two. Another thing that you want to add on your blogs is bullet points. Now, when you add the bullet points, you want to make sure that you express your benefits, keep them very clear as possible, and also think of the bullets, right? As we talked about the headlines in the beginning, think of them as mini headlines, right? You want to catch the people's eye. You want to catch their attention. Right? You don't want to spend too much on it. Maybe 1 to 2 lines. If you have to, maybe 4, not 4, sorry, maybe 3, but usually 1 to 2. Over here, I know I did do 3, but you know, there's a presentation, so I could do 3 lines on a bullet point. But you want to make sure that you don't clutter the page with paragraphs in bullet points. Okay, you know, they're just like headings, so they're heading for the things that you have written below them. And then this is my favorite and important, and that is images, right? You want to make sure you add images to your blog. That's really important. When you add images, it's more attractive. And I have here, you know, places that you can add images. That would be our Builderall design resources. And I'll show you guys real quick where you guys can see that, because most of you should have Builderall. And if you don't, make sure you guys join Builderall. And I'll show you the design resources in a bit. But other websites that you guys can write down is this right here. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Morgfile.com. Then there's Pexels. There's Pixabay or Pixabay. And then there's PicMonkey and Canva.com. Now, these two are here, PicMonkey and Canva. I'm about to sneeze. Excuse me, guys. I was about to sneeze. I didn't sneeze. Don't you just hate when that happens? But yeah, but back to this. So PicMonkey and Canva, they're both great because it's not just pictures that they offer. It's a great design tool for you to actually create pictures. And they have access to multiple free, royalty-free pictures that you can use within the platform. And then you can design it and text, backgrounds, different what they call icons and things like that. So PicMonkey and Canva, two of the great ones when it comes to actually designing your whole picture. And you can actually use these to create the shareable images for your blogs. So make sure you guys definitely write those down, check them out. I know Canva's free. PicMonkey, there's a yearly membership. I know I have a yearly membership, but I think they also have a free version that you can do a certain amount of stuff. But let me show you guys real quick. This is the design resources of Builderall when you go to your back office. And let's actually go there. Let me share my other screen. Man, you hear my nose? I'm sorry. That is allergies for you. Okay, so let's actually go. So, like I said, most of you guys, at least 90% of you guys that are watching this are part of Builderall. Those of you that aren't, join the crew, right? Join the family. Make sure you jump on Builderall. So over here on your back office, you want to find the design resources. I have it right here. But if you don't have the design resources, you want to go to the bottom. Let's see, where is it? Is this my right account? I think it is. Okay, it's not popping up for me here for some reason. It's supposed to show right here to add more tools. Or maybe I can't see it. Oh yeah, I couldn't see it. Here it is. Because I have this sharing screen and it's not showing. For me, I couldn't see the whole screen. There we go. So install more tools. And you'll be able to install it here. Design resources. And I have it right there. And I'm going to enter it. And these are all the resources that you guys have. You can see buttons, elements, badges. What I have here open are, where is it? Did I close it? I think I did close it. Yeah. All right, well, here we go, backgrounds. These are some good background pictures that you guys can use. They can be used for a button, maybe a panel, but they are great and you can repurpose them and actually edit them if you bring them into Canva or PicMonkey and maybe change the color, maybe add more to it. As you can see, there is so much here that you guys can use. All right, so there is the design resources. So you have all these other free websites like Canva and PicMonkey, and then of course you have Builderall, right? We provide it all. Actually, that doesn't sound too bad. Builderall provides it all. All right, let's go back to the other screen. So now, let me make sure that you guys are still here with me. No worries about your sniffing. Looking at the comments. Thank you guys. So now, what is the last thing that you need to have in your blog? Let's see if you guys are paying attention. What would be the last thing that I need to have in my blog now? And I'll give you guys a hint. It starts with the word call and ends with un. Call blank blank. Let's see if you guys can guess this. If you guys have the workbook, you probably would know. What is the last thing that I need to add to my blog? I've written an amazing blog, right, on whatever niche you guys are doing, but now, right, there's a purpose to this blog, right? We want to give our audience a call. Let's see who says it. All right, Ray, thank you. Ray got it, man. If I could give you something, if I was Oprah, I would say you get a car. Right, but call to action. Definitely, you want to make sure you have a call to action. And what's the purpose of the call to action? Right, you want to make sure that they do something. So make sure it's clear. You state it and you let them know what exactly you want them to do now that they finish reading this blog from you or watching a short video in your blog. Right, you want to tell them, follow my social media, if that is your call to action, right? Or maybe you want to tell them to share this article so that it can go viral. People get to see it. Or maybe purchase a product, right? Maybe the blog that you're talking about a certain product that you own, or it could be a product that you bought and you're reviewing it and you have an Amazon link, okay? So the call to action is really important and it's the last thing you want to make sure you always focus on. Once you're done writing your blog, go through the whole process, the whole paragraphs, make sure you add a couple of call to actions there so that they actually do something, because, you know, we people, we like to be told what to do. I know some of you guys out there are like, you know what? I'm a man or I'm a woman. I'm independent. You can't tell me what to do. But in reality, right, I'm not a science expert, but I'm pretty sure I read this somewhere. right? We like to be told what to do when it comes to maybe buying. We don't know it, but we do, right, internally. So if you tell your client, your audience, you tell them what to do, whether it be in writing in some very nice, slick way, or maybe you tell them flat out, hey, make sure you get this right now. Go get it. I know you're going to love it. And they will buy. All right. So keep that in mind. Give them a straight, clear call to action so that, your blog and your content doesn't go to waste, and it's not just, something on the internet out there. So now I'm going to give you guys a call to action, and that's for those of you that are watching either here live or you guys in the future, right? The replay people. If you are not part of the Builderall community, then there's one thing that you guys need to do, and that is join the Funnel Club, right? So join the Builderall Funnel Club, be part of the Builderall community, because, well, we're awesome, we're amazing, and we love to help others, and we're definitely ready to help you.
Now, for every blog that you're going to create, you need to start with a website. You have to create a page. You don't necessarily have to have anything on the page. Just create a new site so that you will be able to start creating the blog first. Now, here on the left-hand side is the menu. We're going to scroll down until we get to blog, and we're going to click on that. And we're going to ignore the sample training right here because we're going to come back to that at a later stage. Or actually, I'm just thinking 2 seconds if I should not create a brand new one. No, okay, let's stick with this one. Blog. So if you do not have a blog yet, there's not going to be anything there. All right. So we're just going to have the button that says new blog. And we're going to give it a name and in a description. A good description. This is not a good description. We're just giving it a description for now with a thumbnail of what your blog is going to be about. And we're going to click save. Now, a lot of people say, what is the size of the thumbnail? Now, I cannot tell you exactly what it is. All I know is for all the blogs that I've been creating, I make use of a YouTube thumbnail. Don't ask me why, it just works and it looks great. And you're going to see during the training what it looks like. But I just believe that it fits nicely into the blog, but I could be wrong, but I use a YouTube thumbnail. I'm sure that everybody's going to have different ideas about it. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at these 3 little dots sitting right here. What do they mean? So let's click on it. The one is going to be a blog overview. And I'm going to click on it last because a blog overview is basically telling you what has happened inside of your blog. So we will look at that just now. Then we've got mark as favorite. And that is the reason why I've added an additional one right here so that you can see what happens if you have got more than one blog sitting in this area. If it is a blog that you are working with a lot, you can click on mark as favorite and it's going to jump to the top. So if you've got hundreds of different blogs at the bottom and there's 1 or 2 that you work with all the time, you would be able to add it to your favorite bar. If you want to remove it, all you need to do is click on the 3 dots and say remove, and it's going to go back to the end where it was. And then obviously the other option is to be able to delete it, but I'm not going to delete this blog because I want to show you how to delete a blog later on once it's been connected to a site. All right. And then you've got the click update button. The update button is just going to give you the option to change the description and the name of your blog. So let's click on it and go to blog overview. Now, right here, we've got different kinds of buttons and options. Posts is basically how many posts have you done so far. Dripping post is how many dripping. Most of these are self-explanatory. So dripping post is basically when you schedule a post to be going off at a certain time. It's not just a normal scheduled post, but it drips as if one has been read and then the next one goes and then the next one. Now, unfortunately, the dripping post is not yet ready for us in the blog here. It used to work in the previous time, but at this stage, this is not available. They're still working on that, but don't worry about it. It's coming. Unique hits. There's a difference between a hit and a unique hit. Now, if I could remember the last time when I looked, a hit is when a person comes to your blog and they read a post. A unique hit is if they are directed to a specific part of your blog or specific blog page. That is to any hit of your blog. This is to a specific. I'm not sure, guys, if I'm wrong, you can correct me. Sorry, I just want a sip of water. And then authors, obviously, is how many authors you've got in your blog post. published post, how many you've published, how many was instantly done. Now you can have a blog post and then have it instantly post, and publish means you might have 10 posts, of which 2 could be a dripping post and the rest could be scheduled posts. So that is the total of blogs that you've got. You can have more than one website connected to a blog. So you can have a blog, let's say about digital marketing, but you can have multiple websites where that blog is going to feature on. Then categories, we all know what that is. And I spoke about the hits. Sorry, my voice keeps going away and I've still got a long way to go. So that was the overview. So let's go and create categories. Now, guys, do not skip your categories. It's very important. A category is basically just like a type of a filter, and it helps the user experience to be able to navigate your site more easily or your blog post most easily. So if you can create categories in different areas of the niche that you're operating in, you basically help your users to be able to engage better into your blog. So we're going to click on new category, and let's pretend this is going to be about affiliate marketing. All right, so let's just say this one would be affiliate marketing, and click save. And you can have multiple categories, and we're going to click another one just so to get an example of it. So in this one, we can maybe say tools, something like that. And then another category, maybe we can call this search engine optimization. So as you can see, you would have the option to let the people be able to go between all the posts that is about search engine optimization, all of them that is about affiliate marketing and about tools in this specific blog. And that is what makes it awesome, because you would be able to, inside of your post, when you're going to create it, you are going to tag that post with the specific categories that they are falling under. And it can be more than one category. You don't necessarily have to have the blog post in just one category. Now you'll see there's a little drop down button right here. It's a category name, and then it says slug. Now this is not a slug. Now in my language, we've got a specific name for a snail, and it's actually in my language called a slug. So this is, when I saw it the first time, I actually laughed about it because it is a snail. And it is funny that a snail, a slug, this is basically the same function of what a snail would be, because this is the abbreviation of the URL for that specific category. So you might have a website that is, let's say, affiliatemarketing.com/a/affiliate marketing. So if you guys can understand, I will show you later what it looks like, but that is what it would look like. So let me type it in here so you can see what it would look like if you had to send somebody directly to the category page for this specific thing. So let's say your company is affiliate.com/ and then there's a C and a slash. That is what it would look like if you had to take this specific category and send it to somebody so that they can go to only this specific page where all these categories are listed. That is what that C stands for, or what the slug is all about. All right. So that is what these things is for. Then we're going to go down to authors. And again, you can have multiple authors. You don't only have to have one person that is an author. And if I can give you advice, it is always good to have more than one author, because remember, people resonate with people. Everybody writes differently. I can write in one specific tone and somebody else can write in another type of tone. And if you can offer your readers or visitors different types of people that they can resonate with, the chances is that they're going to offer visit your blog more often. And that is just my personal opinion. Please take it with a pinch of salt. All right, so now you can choose an avatar. So let's just go change the Builderall icon. I can't keep leaving that there every time. And let's just grab this little Einstein for now. All right, and then the about page. And this is where you talk about yourself and why you are so awesome and so great, and you can make this work. And what is very, very nice, if you have any certificates or awards or any degrees or whatever that can give you authority in your specific niche, I would suggest that you add it right here. So in this case, I can just write Jackie and whatever. I'm not going to write my full details, and I'm just going to choose an email there. And the biography, I am an online entrepreneur. I'm just going to do that for now, but it can be a lot more than that. And then your social media. Now, again, you want to add your social media because in your blog post, you're going to have two options for social media. You're going to have a share where people will be able to share your post. And this is not going to work for that. But there is also a section that's going to say share the post. One is share the post and share to your or join your social media icon, social media platforms. And that is why you need to add these things. So you just need to type in whatever it is for each and every one of them. Like something like that. It's not real, guys, so don't try and go there because that's not real. And once you've completed all of that, you're just going to hit save. And there we go. So now we've got this person sitting right there, and you can have multiple, obviously, here. So let's just click on the three dots. You can update and you can delete. That is basically your options that you have. So if you as an author have written like 10 articles, it will show there. And that is the nice part of it. If you have got a virtual assistant, for an example, and you are paying that virtual assistant according to how many blog posts that person is writing, here you would know exactly how many she's done for the month or for the time period, and you don't need to go and worry and to go check them up. Did you write an article or didn't you write an article? Because all of them is going to show up here. All right, so now we're going to go to post. We're going to skip the post template because I'm going to talk about that one and post just now. Edit blog, we're also going to talk about later. Let's click on settings. Now we're going to skip the SEO part because tomorrow we're going to come back with regards to SEO. So let's just look at the new settings right here at the top. Now, because dripping posts is not available yet, you can just leave it at off. And then if you have got scheduled posts, you can choose whether you want it to be previewed on your site or not. So it says show scheduled posts preview. And that means, let's say you say on and you have made a post that is scheduled. The post will still come up on your site, but they will not be able to go and read it. That's basically what that is. And then obviously you can choose the date format that you fancy. And also, again, I don't know why this is duplicated, but I think it's supposed to be for instant post. I'm not 100% sure why it is duplicated. So that is what that function is about. Then we're going to go to lead capture. And you can capture leads in your blog, especially if you've got a very important blog and it's not something that you publicly share. You want people to subscribe before they can have access to the content of your blog. It's basically just like you would almost have a membership site kind of thing. The only difference is they now have access to your blog and they would be able to read your posts. And that is why you're going to capture those leads. It's a very important function to have. But if you are somebody that are having a general blog for your niche and you want that traffic to come constantly, sometimes a lead capture can be a bit of an irritation, but it all depends on your specific strategy that you're taking with your blog and what the purpose is of your blog. Normally, it is a good idea to only have a lead capture activated if you are going to have specific people that you want to be able to read your posts. So for me, I like to leave it off because I want as much engagement on my posts because I'm sending people to a sales funnel. And in that sales funnel, I'm going to capture them anyways. So if you want to activate it, I'm going to show you how to do that. Here, you're going to write your message that you want the person to see. So when they come to your site and they want to read your posts, this is the message that's going to come up for them. Now, right here, you can write something specific like, welcome to my digital marketing blog. It's really awesome to have you here. And I am going to provide regular content with regards to digital marketing. You do not want to miss this. Make sure that you subscribe and get access to all the important information that can change the way you do business. Something like that. Make it count. Make it good so that the person is going to be prompted to give their email address. It's just as important as a landing page. It's the same thing. You want the email address, they want value. And that is what you need to do right there. Then we've got the button style. Now, I'm not going to go in detail with all of these things because we're going to repeat that in a blog post so that you can see what it is. Here you can change the way the button looks. You can change the text there. You can change the font, the way it looks, as well as the size of it, the background and color of it, as well as the text on the inside of the box, and if you want it square or rounded. That is basically what you can do with those ones. And then we've got the login. It's the same apply for the login, and it's same thing for spaces left and right. And you can see how you can change it accordingly and how you want it to look. This is all about the look and feel of the lead magnet. And then once you've done with that, you would be able to, just want to pull it up, you would be able to go and preview at what it looks like. So plain and simple, very easy. And then you're going to click save. So now it says, do you want to enable or disable? For now, I'm just going to say disable because I don't want us to use this function. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult to show you every time when I go to the site what the blog posts look like. But it's self-explanatory. You can play around. You're going to see that. But maybe if we've got time later, I will show you what it looks like, and then we can just enable it. So let me just write a message here so that we just have something, and I'm going to click save. But we're not going to activate it now. Then we've got comments. If you would like to add comments at the bottom of all your posts that people can engage with your site, then you can do that. All you need to do is slide this little bugger here at the top. You can go choose a theme that's going to fit your site and that you like. And then also you can choose to approve, auto approve it or not. Now, for me specifically, you know, we get very dodgy people out there in the world. So sometimes people might say things that they don't want to, that's hurtful to others, or saying bad things about you, or whatever the case might be. If you're not somebody that worries about it, you can just say auto approve. Otherwise, you can leave it off and you would be able to come back here and check your post. And we will do that too later on, so that we can see what it looks like. All right, but we're not going to put it on auto approve at this stage because we want to post. So I'm just going to click it as enabled. We want to add it, and we're going to click save. Now I can see it says blog updated. And now we're going to scroll down, and we've got import blog. Now, as far as I understand, I didn't have a blog in Pixel Perfect, but I understand that the import blog is when you've got a Pixel Perfect blog, you would be able to import it from here. I'm not sure about the WordPress thing. I think that is in a different story. I think my team would be able to tell you guys if you've got questions about that. I have never worked with WordPress, so I cannot tell you. So I don't know if this is to do with that as well, but I doubt it. I think this is just for the Pixel Perfect. And then to connect it. But we're not going to connect it yet because we first have to go play around with a template. So let's go click on Post Template. And now you'll see it says New Template. So let's go there. Now we've got the different options. We've got heading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and normal. Guys, this is extremely important. I'm not going to go into detail with regards to SEO, but search engine optimization loves if you can tell them which headings you are using. And according to those headings, they would be able to, it's almost like I'm giving you a point for everything that you do that you're supposed to do. And according to that, we will decide whether your post will be shown or not. So it's a lot of small little things that adds up, and that is important and that should not be neglected. So don't just go and copy paste your posts and have it all on heading 1 or all on normal font. It is important to identify which is which inside of your post. Then you've got fonts, you've got sizes. The A is for color. That is to have the background colored and the text on top of it. Then we've got bold and italize, underline, strike through, numbers, bullet points, justifies. My favorite. I justify everything in life. I do it with the magazines. I do it with blog posts. I do it with everything, even my websites. I'm one of those people that just justify everything. But I think, again, it's a personal choice. Then we've got this little button right here. And this is magic, guys. This is magic. That is for HTML source code. Now, if I click on that, you'll see it opens up an editor right here, which means is you can go on the internet and you would be able to go find source codes. Maybe you want to add something specific to your site. Maybe something like a scrolling bar that runs from the site to site. You would be able to add the code right in there and then click save, and you will see the code. We are going to play with this just now. But this is the template. We're first going to create a template. And then you've got the image bar. you've got video, you've got links, and then that is if you want to remove something, the text, and that is the trash can. All right, so those are the ones at the top. Before we add a template, we need to have a title always. So let's just call this template. And then you can have a thumbnail there for your templates. The categories you don't really need. I think it's only the author that it wants, and you're going to click save. But now let's just do that for now. And we're going to stay on the page. So now let's create a template. Now, a template is something that you would be able to use over and over and over and over. So you might not want to struggle setting up the blog post every single time. You just want to rather copy paste over the items. So let's start with a heading. I am your heading. And we can just make it bold because that is the way I would prefer to have mine. It's heading 1. Make sure that's heading 1. And I want it to be that size. And I'm always going to have it in the middle. I'm just now pretending because this is now the one that I'm going to create for myself. And then going to go back. And this is where we're going to have some text. We choose the normal. Because I like to have an introduction to all my text. And it's always going to start with a quote. Something like that. So let's say that all my blog post is going to have a quote because maybe that is my unique selling point or the way people identify themselves with my blog. Like I said, you have to be a little bit innovative and think out of the box, trying to engage your visitor. So that would be the quote that you're always going to have to add. I'm your quote. You can just write there, I'm your quote if you have to. And then you can make it a little bit nicer. All right. We can actually even have it in the middle. So this is now not a design lesson, but let's just go with the flow. And I'm just going to go back. And then this is your paragraph. And I've decided that should be a heading 2. No, I don't like heading 2. So let's say heading 3. And then this is a paragraph. And I'm just going to do this now, copy, just so that you can get an idea. Control V, and so we know that this is our paragraph that we're going to have. Copy. Let me just until take that away. Copy, paste. So let's say that would be our introductory paragraph, and I want that to be highlighted in the background, something like that. It looks terrible. I'm going to change that to white. All right, just to give you an idea of the whole thing. So there's our introductory paragraph, and then maybe we would like to have an image. And then you can choose an image holder. So I don't have an image holder here, so I'm just going to grab this pink thing here. And I'm going to make it smaller. And I'm going to have it in the middle, because maybe this is the design that I like, because we don't know. And then you might have another paragraph. I don't like this design, so I've decided to put it to the side. Have something like this. Copy. I'm sure you guys are getting what I'm trying to do here. And so let's say this is now the template that I've created. I haven't created headings here, so there could be another heading. Let's call this heading. Oops. Heading. And this could be a 4 and a bold, the underline. This could be your bullet points. So you can see what I'm trying to say here. You can create your page easily by creating the template, and we're going to hit save. And we're going to go to the post list. And we're going to go now and create a post. All right. So let's go and click posts. And it says new post. Now this is where the magic happens. If you've got a template, you would be able to click here on the right-hand side and you scroll down. It says template. So if I click template, you can see immediately it pops in. But we don't want the template. So let's just go back. I'm just going to click save there because I want to show you something. All right, posts. And post. There is the post there. We don't want the template. Remember, we said we don't want that template, so we're going to delete it. And now we're going to create a new one, new post. And we're going to start with the title. So what is the title of your post? Now, I have got some information right here that we can use so that I don't have to think about it and keep you guys too long. So the title of this post is going to be how to write a blog post that will convert. Okay. And because I didn't use the templates, I'm just going to have it like that. And I'm going to place the same title there. And this is about SEO, which I will talk about tomorrow again. Why do I repeat the title right there? It's because the keyword, the long tail keyword that you're going to use for your blog needs to be at certain places inside of your blog to tell the search engines what the page is about and to create relevancy, if I want to put it that way, so that the spiders that's going to visit your blog post is going to know exactly what the post is about, and they're going to understand what it is, and according to that, they would be able to rate your blog and to see if it's going to feature on Google. So there we've got how to write your blog post. We're going to go and choose a thumbnail. So I am just going to upload a thumbnail here quickly. I don't know, let me just grab one here. Let's just say that is the one I'm not going to upload. There is our thumbnail. And this is not a YouTube thumbnail, by the way. So I've just added anything there. Categories. So under which category is this going to fall? We're going to say best tools. And as you can see, you can choose more if you've got added more there, but I'm just going to leave it at categories. We're going to choose the author that's writing this. And this is where it comes to whether you want to post it instantly or whether you are going to post this scheduled. So if you schedule it and you click on schedule and you click on the blog, you would be able to choose the day and the time. So if I click OK now, you would be able to see that you can choose the day, the time that it needs to be posted. But for now, we are just going to do instant. All right. And then custom URL, very, very important for search engine optimization. Your long tail keyword needs to appear again. It needs to be in the title, it needs to be in the description, and it needs to be in your URL. So in this case, it is going to be, again, how to write a blog post that converts. How to write a blog post that will convert. All right. And then before we click, I'm just going to click save, but we can stay on this page. Now we're going to start playing around with our blog. Let me just put that to the side for now. And I'm going to grab the content right here up to there. So we don't have to reinvent the wheel. All right, so there I've typed up some content to it. I've given a nice headline. I've put in some bullet points. You guys just remember that it's very important. I think Terry or Jean talked about it when you schedule your blog post to make sure that on the inside of the blog, you make use of headings and bullet points and videos and links to keep your visitor engaged. It's very important. And then for be able to add images, let's add an image. Right here at the top, click. We're going to go and select. And I'm going to upload an image. And we wait for it. And we select it. And there it says how to write headlines that promise results. We're going to enter. So this is what we've got in our blog post so far. I'm going to scroll, add some more content to it. All right. And then we can say, okay, that looks cool. All of it looks great. I want to add some video to it. And I'm going to go grab a URL that I've prepared. I'm going to copy. And we're going to add it right there. You can see we've got this little video thingy-majig. I don't never know what to call these things. You know, I call it thingy-majig. But anyways, there we go. And we're going to click save. And now the video is going to come up. And you would be able to move it around like that to the way that you want it to look best. So I am just going to pull it until there. So I'm not going to put it in the middle of the site. You can do that if you want to. The same here, I actually don't like that to be there now. So let me just move that to the side. All right, so there is our little blog video in our blog. And then we are also going to add the webinar. So we're going to copy, and this is now where the magic happens. Remember, everything at Builderall works together with each other. And that is what makes our platform so amazing. So we're going to add the webinar now inside, making use of that little button there. So I'm just going to enter so I can get to the section where I wanted to add. And I'm going to click on this button. Now, don't get a shock. Please don't get a shock. This is not as terrible that it looks like. You can really ignore everything at the top. Just go to the bottom. And yes, you can. And I can imagine a lot of people is going to ask now, but what if you wanted to have this thing in the middle? You can still do that because you can read. If you scroll up and let's say you want to have a flexible version to your blogging, you're just going to go find it where it talks about flexible to your blogging. Scroll until you find it. There it says apply a flexible version to your blogging. You're going to click there and you will insert it right there, your video. All right, that's where the code will be. So it's not that difficult. Now, and that's again, guys, you need to click and play around. That is the only way you're going to learn is play around, paste the code and see what happens. So now I'm just going to click and put it in there and I'm going to click save. And we're going to scroll down and there is our webinar, but it's quite huge. So what do we do to make this huge, a little bit smaller? We're going to click on that little thingy that we've just added, the iframe tool HTML thingy. And it says width and height. So let's change this to 50 and 50 and save. Now in this blog post, you are probably going to send people to this blog post because you're going to run a webinar right inside of your blog. How cool is that? So if I type in my name here now, you can click join and we're going to watch the webinar. Basically, that is what's going to happen. And you would be able to watch it there. And you can see there, love this. Oh, spotter. So you can do all of those kind of things. And that is how you would add the blog post, or you would be able to add a survey. I'm going to show you what the survey looks like that I've created in previous blogs. And then you will see the power that we have with the blog. And then I'm going to click on save. And we're going to stay on the page because I want to show you something else. Here at the top, it says draft. You would be able to create your post and then come back to it later. And then once you are ready, you can take it away from draft. And then you're going to click save. And you can go to the post list. All right. So now your post is sitting right there. Is there any questions so far or not? Team?
I don't see any yet. You see that people like Sparta says that's amazing. And Clarabelle says that is amazing what we can do.
All righty, cool. All right, so here on the left-hand side, now we've got the blog, but it's not connected to anything yet. I know that we've created it inside the website that we are creating, but we haven't connected it to it yet. And that is what we need to do right now. So we're going to scroll down and you're going to see here, connect. You're going to click connect. And it's going to give you all the available sites that you can connect it to. So which one do you choose? All right. And it can be to multiple. So I need to just keep my head on my shoulders to make sure I choose the right one because I don't want to duplicate it on something that I've already got. So let me just go to, I'm just going to say my Cheetah site. All right. And we're going to hit blank template and we're going to click select. Now it says the website connected on blog. All right, cool. So now we've got that set. If you want to disconnect it, all you need to do is click on disconnect. All right. Once the blog has been added to your website, you cannot go and delete it from that page. You have to come back to the blog post to be able to delete and then go to your post. But we will do that after this training here. So what we're going to do is let's go back. I'm just going to close too many of these tabs because I don't want them all to be open. And I'm going to go to Cheetah. I should have connected it to this page. So I connected it to the wrong one, I think. I'm not sure. So let's just check. I think I connected it to that page. Yes, I did. So there you can see it's been connected. Blog feed, blog post. Now, what is the difference between these two? Now, the first one is for the feed. That is basically where all your blog posts will feature. The blog post is where one will feature. And that is what we're going to do now. We're first going to click on edit blog, and it works just the same as a Cheetah page. You would be able to manipulate everything on that page. You would be able to add videos, additional videos to it. You would be able to add a variety of different kinds of elements that you have on your site and panels. Anything you like, you would be able to add here. So for this example, let's just say this is my blog. Obviously, you have already got a nice header that you've created or nice panels, but let's just call this is my blog. All right, let's call it just like that for a header. I know it's not beautiful, guys, so just bear with me, okay? So panel, blank panel. So the next one is a blank panel. And I am just going to make it slightly bigger. I'm going to right click and I'm going to increase the height because I want to play around with it. All right. So now we're going to start adding things to this block. Remember, this is the feed page, which means that when somebody comes to your website and you have got an icon at the top and they click on it, it's going to go to the blog. All right. I'm just going to give you an example on my site. Definitely not Mark. Just to show you what I mean. Here at the top, it says blog. If they click on the blog, it's going to take them to everything on your page, all the blogs together, not to the blog post by itself. All right. So here we are. And we are going to, I just want to take that away because we're not going to use it. And we are going to scroll down. And here it says blog featured. And we are going to, you can choose, there's two different options, but basically, I'm going to show you what happens. If you play around with the settings, you're actually jumping between the two in any ways. So for this example, I'm going to have a banner like this. All right. And before we go on, I just want to tell you, when we go to the blog post later, we just go to that blog post now, and you click on the dots. Remember, you can feature that to be at the top or not. So if you click featured, that is a blog post can be featured on your site. And then you're going to go back. And this right here, that little lever, I think it's called a lever. This is where you would be able to change the theme of it. But let's go choose a featured one, the template. Actually, we don't have the template one here, but let's just save it. It's not that one. This is the wrong blog. Am I on the wrong blog here? Wrong site. Let me just check quickly, guys, if this is the right page that we connected it to. I'm not sure now because it's supposed to show up my post. Let me just check which one it was. Cheetah. You see, I've got so many. You know what? The best thing to do is, let me go out there. Sorry that I'm confusing you guys. The best thing is just to go and connect it to one with a common name. Let me just connect it to greet by name. Okay. Sorry, guys. All right. Let's go back now. Greet by name. Greet by name. I have got too many samples on this site. There's greet by name. All right. Now it should work. There we go. So let's go back to the blog feed. Repetition. That is what it's about. Repetition, repetition, repetition. So even if I keep doing it, it's fine. So let's just go and create this again. This is, and you can beautify it like we said before. I just want to make this smaller at the top by making it a minimum height. Okay, and then we're going to add the panel like I did previously and make a blank one. I'm going to create that one and I'm removing it. And scroll down, go to the right, go blog feature. We're going to grab that one. And we can have it like that. Click templates. Why is it template? I don't know. Why did we call it template? That's not the one that we called. Something is not lekker. Hold a second, guys. Hold a second. Where is the blog? Challenge. There is the challenge. All right. I'm going to use the sample site one that I've already created, but there's 4 posts already. I don't want to. Okay. What I'm going to do is, because I don't know what's spotting on that specific one, but here I've already created 4 posts. So let's just work with the sample training site that I've got. There's 4 posts that I've created already. So let's go to this sample site, sample training, because I think I am confused with how many pages I've got right here. I think that's my biggest problem. I keep thinking I'm at the right place. Block training. I should have called it block training from the start. All right, feed. Let's try this again. And add the blog post that we've created. Add panel blank. And I'm going to add another blank panel. And my blog. And we can have the smaller. All right, let's make that bigger. And we remove that. And let's try again, blog featured. We want to grab that button and click and choose your post. And I'm not going to worry about, I'm going to leave the categories, show button, thumbnail, show content, show date. I don't think I need to explain all of this, as well as the format of the date or what you need to read more. You can change the text there if you like. We're going to play around with the theme a little bit, but just to make you see, let you see what it looks like. So there is the one post. If I go and click on it again, I'm going to show you what the different themes look like. That was now clean. This is simple. So you can see it squishes it a little bit, but you would be able to move it the way you want it. Or you can also make it hover. So if you hover, this is what happens to it. The only thing is, if you do that, you must make sure you don't have a title at the back on the image, because there's already a title on top of it. And then a list. So you can choose what is going to look the best for you and what you want to use. Now, I like, my preference is definitely the clean look. I love the clean look because you can play around with it. And before we go on adding any more content or things to this page, I need you to understand that every single element that you add to your site, you would be able to change the look and feel of it. So if I right click now, and I'm moving it up a bit, you would be able to change the color of everything happening on your site. So let's say I want the buttons to be, let's say, dark, like a purplish kind of thing. And I'm going to leave that at that color. And you can see color 3, 4, 5, it's all to do with white. And there comes the button style. It's writing in white. You can choose to make it black if you want to. And then you can change the author's style. That which says Einstein, because that's the author. You would be able to change that and increase the size of it as well and make it smaller. So just like you would change anything inside of Cheetah normally, you would be able to do this again. All right, so I can show you, can see how the title changes there at the top. Not great colors to use together. But if you play around with the settings, you would be able to modify it and change it according to your needs. All right, so there we've got the first banner. Now we want to add the rest. So what are we going to do is we're going to scroll down and we got the blog feed news. And I like this because, again, you get different options. Basically, the colors change here and the look and feel. I just grabbed the first one and I'm going to drop it right there. And I'm going to increase it a bit. Right click. I'm going to go to sizes to increase the height. And now you can see there's only one blog post. And the reason for that is because it's been set to just one. Now you can see you can have columns. How many columns do you want the blog post to be across the page? So in this case, I don't want to, in this case, I don't want to show all 6 of them or whatever. I just want to show 3 at a time without featured. A headline, if you want to add the headline, and then the column. So I want only 2 next to each other. I don't want more than that. All right. And I'm going to keep it as simple. Again, you can play around with the theme. and you're going to click save. And there we go. And you can change it like that. But I don't want just that one. So let's go back and change. We want to show categories. Let's change all of them. All right. So there you can see we've got the one sitting next to each other. And it's only two. Because remember, we chose 2 columns. If you chose 3 columns, it's going to add it next to it. But I don't want to do that because I want to show you the freedom of the design by leaving it at 2. And I'm going to leave it like that so that there's an open space right here next to it where you can add additional things to it, to your blog. So for now, we're going to go back and we're done with the blog feed news. If you click on blog general, you would be able to make use of this, but I prefer to make use of these 2 things in my post itself. So we're going to play with the blog general in the post itself. And then we've got RSS feeds as well as a search button. So I'm going to drag and drop the search button, and I'm also going to drag that one. And again, remember, these can be modified and changed, the colors. So I'm going to scroll it up because I want to maybe add it right there or right there, something like that. Remember, you need to play around with it and make it your own. And that's why I'm not going to explain the settings of each of these things because, like I said, just like normal elements, you would be able to go and manipulate each of these according to your needs. I mean, if you just right-click, you would be able to change the settings, the theme of it, and you can change. You'll see how it changes right there. You just need to go and play around with it a bit. All right. So that is how you would do that. So now you've added your button. Actually, you can move it down. See that perfectionism hits. I can't stand it if something is out of order. So let me rather have it here and just drop it there for now, just to get an idea of what you can do. And now you can add some images. For an example, I'm just going to drop it randomly because I want you to see what you can do. I'm going to scroll and we're going to add an image right there. And we're just going to stretch it a little bit because that's where it's going to be. And let's say you've been approved for what you call it, for AdSense. Let's say you've been approved for AdSense. AdSense is fantastic when it comes to blogs. You can really make a lot of money out of that. That is how I've made all my AdSenses through my blogs. And you're going to add your iframe, grab your AdSense code that you've got inside of Google, and you're going to come drop the code right here, and the ad will show up in this image. Just make sure that you choose images and not just text alone, and then that will be coming up there. Also, another point, you can also add a Google search bar into your blog. Normally, people will search your blog for posts inside of your blog, but if you add an AdSense search bar to your blog, you would be able to generate additional income if people are going to start searching for things that they might not necessarily find on your site. And you can specify in AdSense what is allowed to be searched and what not. So just remember that and take that in consideration. So now you've got that block. You can also, inside the iframe, remember you can add all the different kinds of things that is inside of Builderall that you would be able to add. Obviously, to add the magazine, for an example, is not going to work because it's a big thing. But if you've got a survey, maybe you would be able to add your survey right there, and it will show up as well. And you're going to see it. I've actually added a survey in one of these posts, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So that is what you need to do right there. And then you can also have affiliate links added to it. So another thing is blog lists. Now, these are different ones. You've got categories and you've got authors. Where's the authors? I think that's the authors. Yeah, there we go. So if you've got a lot of categories, I just want to take that one away. You would be able to add it by author, and you would be able to add categories so that they can go between the categories and filter your content as well. And then let's just go down here. So we're going to put the blog groups as well. You can add blog groups to it, but again, I like to add these all to my post pages, which we will do just now, and then the blog posts. All right, so you can beautify this page according to all your needs. And after you've done that, all you need to do is click Save. And we wait for it. That's fine. And we have done it. So it's all working nicely. All right, so now we're going to navigate to the other page. We're going to say just leave because we've already saved it. All right, now we are on the feed, the post page. So once they clicked on a specific post, they need to go somewhere. So don't forget to do this page. It's very important. So we've already need to go and add a panel. And you're going to have your heading and everything. I'm not going to be bothered about that right now because you can see the freedom that you have to create and make your page beautiful. But you are going to go down until you get to block post or block groups. So for now, I think the first thing that I want to do is maybe add some additional information to it. So you can choose to have double things like that one or feature it like these categories in different areas. So let me just, let me just go back to the elements and grab that one. And you can see the different ones right here. You can have that at the top, or you can have an additional one that you want to highlight maybe. So you've got that specific post, or you can highlight it. I don't like this one, so I'm going to delete it, but I'm going to keep this one on my page. All right, so that is going to be my first banner. I'm going to add another one, and I'm just going to do that by cloning that element. And I'm going to delete the post. And I'm going to right click because I need to increase the size. And I am going to go add the post. Add post. Where am I? Block post. And again, you got the two options. And there we go. And again, you don't have to have it exactly like that. You can move it to the side. All right. So that you can make space for other important things here on the side. So let's just leave it like that and pretend that we've got some affiliate link sitting right there. And now let's talk about this quickly because I did speak about it previously. You've got two sets of icons here. We've got one at the top like that, and we've got the ones here at the bottom. One of them is to share the post to your visitors' Facebook page, Twitter page, Instagram, or whatever that might be. The other one is to join your Facebook group, Twitter, or Instagram account. And that's why I said it's important to make sure that you've got that in place. Now, just like everything else, this one can be adjusted. All you need to do is right click and change the colors and the size and the title right here. So you can see, let me just move it again so that you can see what happens. And you can see it changes there accordingly to it. So you'd be able to change the look and feel of this post as well. So what happens if you click on this little icon? Again, you can choose what needs to show up. Do you want your social bar? What needs to be shown? What does the social bar needs to look like? Must they be circles or squares? Where do you want it to be aligned? Your date, as well as the date, author, and categories. And then once you're done, you click Save. And that is how you would set that up. But remember, once you have done that, to bring back your bar at the bottom. So you don't want it to be way down there. And you can now again add anything else that you like. And you're going to click Save. And you're going to wait for it. And that's fine. And you're going to close. And I'm going to give it some time. I just want to go back to the blog so I can talk about the overview again. So you can see we've got 4 posts there. 3 of them was instant post. 1 is a scheduled post. And that site has been hit 15 times since I've played around with it. I've connected 1 site to it. 6 times it was a unique hit. 1 was an author, which is myself. And I've made 4 posts. So you can see exactly how this works. And it's quite easy to understand that anyways. And then we are going to go take a look what this looks like right now. So let's just go to the site, and I'm just going to close the pages, and I'm going to go to the feed, go to the website. And there it comes up, already looks nice, and it's not even pretty. And it's just automatically just looks great. You know, Builderall is awesome. So you can see there is our pages that we've created. So all you need to do is now just decide what you want to read and click read more. And it takes you to the page that you created exactly the way you want it. And you can see there's your author and there is your comment block sitting at the bottom. So let's pretend that we want to sign in. I think I've already created an account. Let's see if it works. All right, so let's go make a comment. You can see now I can read it. All right, Builderall merge. Please make sure you participate. This is a blog that I've added from one of a survey that I've done inside of the Builderall app. So all you need to do is now add it, and then the person will be able to make start voting on the page and choose whatever they want. So you can see it really works well if they want to take part in it. And there is your post sitting right there. So let's go comment, because I didn't comment. This is really awesome. I'm gonna get comment, and you can see it sits right there. You can love it, or whatever the case might be. So let's go back to the blog, and we're gonna go take a look what happened to it. We worked on the sample training. I almost lost my mind there for a moment. I'm gonna go to comments, and here it sits. This is really awesome. So now you can choose to delete it. And if you do, it's going to delete this. It's irreversible. It's going to delete it forever. If you had to have it on auto approve, it's automatically. If you don't, you're going to have to come here and confirm to get that done. All right. So that is basically that. We've got that. It works nicely. Everything is hunky-dory. Now, let's say you have lost interest. And I hope that never happens. But you want to delete your blog. How do you do that? So let's just go back to the blog and let's test this. Let's see if I can delete my stuff just like that. So let's just delete it. Can you guys see what's happening? You have to go and disconnect your blog first by going to blog and then edit that blog. Go to the left-hand side, click on connect, and the one that has been connected, disconnect. Now it's automatically going to remove it from this website that you've created. And then your blog is not connected to it. But that does not mean that your blog is gone. It just means that your blog has been disconnected from your website, but it's still there. There it sits there still. So if you want to delete it now, you just click on the three dots and you're going to click delete. But this one is not, because I've used this one. So let's just go click on delete. You're going to say sample training. And yes, I want to delete. And the blog is gone. That is how you do that.
Now, I have to say, I'm very excited about my part of this training because I just love SEO. And I know most people actually despise it, but I think it's because I love a challenge. And I love that feeling of accomplishment when you actually see your site, or even your client site for that matter, on the first page of Google. Okay, now the most important factor of SEO for blogging is long tail keywords. I would encourage you to go after long tail keywords because they are easier and they are more profitable to target. Also, most of them you won't find any significant competition. Now, you're not going to believe it, but statistics shows that 57% of Amazon sales comes from long tail keywords. So what is a long tail keyword? Let's say your business is all about pet food. There is really a huge demand for pet food and also a huge supply, which means it can generate the most search traffic, and if you eventually rank for them, by the way. But targeting such a keyword is really going to drain you, and you're going to start feeling despondent and might even give up, because you're probably going to compete against giants who are already established with hundreds and thousands of backlinks. Now, on the other hand, choosing a keyword such as pet food for senior dogs. Can you guys see the long tail keyword? That may not have as many monthly searches, but because it is longer, you can easily rank for them and generate more blog traffic and leads. Now, guys, understand this. before you integrate a long tail keyword into your blog post, you have to define the purpose of your content. To have an awesome long tail keyword by itself is not going to do it for you. So how do you use, how do you create those keywords, or how do you use them? Number one, you need to define the purpose of your content. So let's say your purpose for the blog post is to build your email list. That will mean you will need to stop promoting your products and services and focus more on your users, giving them tremendous value. It's like basically a very good reason for them to opt in. Or if your blog post intent is to generate social shares, then make sure you create a scroll stopping headline that really speaks to your reader and motivate them to share your posts. Number two is to understand your avatar. Who are your target audience? You will need to visualize them, know what they like, why they like it, and what makes them tick. You need to actually be literally in their shoes, writing in their tone and in the way they would experience it. Number three is to research those long tail keywords. I cannot stress this enough. Most people struggle to do this. But if you have a paid plan with platforms such as Ahrefs, I think it's called Ahrefs, and then Ubersuggest, which I love, you will be able to dive deep and get the best results. Now, you might be thinking, why am I saying paid? Because everyone is using the free versions. And guess what? They all use the long tail keyword that comes up. The paid versions will just give you so many more options. Now, again, long tail keywords may have low search volumes, because I know a lot of people come back and say, but the search volume is low. Just remember that the lower those search volumes is, the greater the conversion. I know it doesn't make sense, but that's a fact. So because the other side of it, if you think about it, people that make use of long tail keywords are actually typing in that long thing. It's not going to be a short thing. So they are serious buyers looking for something very specific. And that is why I'm saying that the conversion is high. So if you struggle to come up with a long tail keyword, you can make use of Google by just typing in the search bar, pet food, for an example, and it will bring up a list of searches that you can start researching. I think Jean showed that previously as well. Also, you can make use of Answer the Public, the video or the screen that you're seeing now with a man walking up and down. That is Answer the Public, and you are going to be pleasantly surprised to what you're going to find there. Unfortunately, we don't have the time to go into detail as to how that page works. All of this is listed in the workbook. So I hope that I have set the scene for you now by talking about the very important keyword factor that plays such a big role inside of SEO. Now we're going to dive a little bit deeper. In the blogging world, SEO, which stands for search engine optimization, can be tricky because you need to make sure you deliver an awesome user experience. On the other hand, you shouldn't ignore SEO either. The goal is to find the balance. So let's start by talking about ranking on Google first, because that is really what SEO is. And yes, I know we also have Yahoo and Bing, but if you get it right on Google, you're probably going to get it right on the other search engines too anyways. Now, to rank basically means that you're going to optimize your content in such a way that it will appear on Google's first page. Now, a #1 ranking means that when people search for a particular term, your webpage is going to be in the first results after the promoted results, featured snippets, and answer boxes. Just keep that in consideration. Then appearing in the top 3 results is excellent because your click-through rates skyrocket the moment you get to the #1, closer to the #1. Sorry. Appearing on the first page at all within the top 10 results is very useful. That's because 95% of people actually never make it past the first page. And I'm sure you guys can go and test it yourself. How many times have you gone past the first page? After the first page, you are basically invisible. Now, I have actually tested to see how good Google is in promoting certain pages past the top 10. And my findings was actually mind-blowing. Those little Google spider bots, they actually know what they are doing. the further the site is from the first page, the less that content appealed to me. The site either have hundreds of ads in it, or the value to the reader is diminished. So even if it frustrates us to build sites and blog posts according to Google specifications, it remains awesome to know that Google also wants to provide you, the person that is writing that blog, at a later stage with the best information on the internet. Now, this is actually a famous joke in the Google CEO world. And that is, where is the best place to hide a body? You guys can post your comments and one of my team is going to read it aloud so we can all see if you guys know. And please, guys, do not crucify me because I'm talking about a dead body. It is not meant to be a person, but more of an object. So if you guys can start posting in the comments, where is the best place to hide a dead body while I'm taking a sip of my drink? Is there nobody knowing? Or nobody can give me an answer?
I am refreshing the chat to see if we see anybody.
Yeah, there's usually a bit of a delay, so we have to let them get the question and then they can give their answer.
Okay, I'll wait patiently and take another sip. So I don't think the people know. I think I give them enough time.
Just tapping. I don't think
All
they
right.
know.
They obviously do not know. So the best place to hide a dead body is on page 2 of Google. And some people might not think this is funny, but to me, it's extremely funny because you become invisible. It doesn't matter where your website is in the world. The moment it ends on Google's second page and you do not have deep pockets to pay for paid advertising, it is just as good as something that is dead. So that is what I was talking about there. And then the next one is, so if you do not have very deep pockets to be on the first page of Google, then you better make sure you take SEO seriously. And do not let people tell you SEO is dead, because it's much alive. Over time, organic traffic from SEO can really scale your business to other levels. Now you're probably thinking, stop talking and tell us what Google look for, right? Google wants to organize the world's information and make it available to everyone, and at the same time, make sure that what they deliver is valuable and useful. So actually, if you think about it, they are trying to help you in the process by delivering the best to your potential clients, and they're kind of forcing you to become the best you can. Now, how do they do that? They have created a search bot, or rather say spiders, because we are talking about the web. They go and they crawl the web and visit web pages. And if they find your website, they will look at the page or the blog post and determine if it is correctly optimized. If the spider nods its little head, you will be indexed and Google will add you to the catalog until someone searches for that specific term that you have used. If yours are the best, Google is going to bring it up and show it on the first page of Google. Now, Google makes use of complex algorithms that can, I don't even know if I'm saying it right, algorithms that can change at any time and at any moment without any notice. And these little algorithms decide which content gets displayed and in which order. Now, even if your page or pages, if you are lucky, all land up on the SERP, it will be out of the hands of Google. And you will have to rely on your page titles, meta descriptions to get the searchers to click on your link and visit your site. Sorry, guys, I forgot. I said SERP. It means search engine return page. Now you are probably asking, Jackie, how does Google search ranking work? Now that is mystery, really. But some of the secrets Google do release, not all of them, but we can make use of what we have. When people want to find information, they type or say words related to what they are looking for. Those are called keywords. I already spoke about it just now, the long tail keywords. Keywords are what makes you rank or not. So intense attention needs to be given when researching your keywords. But keeping your website ranking on Google isn't about making the most of your keywords alone. It's also about the quality of your information. Now let's look at what Google loves. First, the purpose of the page. What will the page offer the visitor? Is it helpful to the visitor? content quality and amount. Is the information given correct? And is there enough information given to satisfy the visitor? Website info and the info about the content creator. Did you add the information about yourself and what your site is about, like your about page? Website reputation and the content creator's reputation. What do others say about your business and your reputation as the content creator? This is normally found where people reviews your site. User interaction with the page, that's time page, bounce rates, and so on. This you can find on Google Analytics if you have added it to your site. And last but not least, EAT. It stands for expertise, authority, and trustworthiness. Now, there are different types of SEO, but let's explore the concept of EAT in a greater detail. In 2018, Google rolled out an update which made EAT a major ranking factor. The goal of this change was to ensure that users weren't just getting the highest quality content, but they are also getting the right information from that content. And this is super important to understand because Google realized that most searchers come to their platform for just about everything. And that means their users' lives could be seriously impacted for the worse if the wrong results appear. Websites that could lead to potentially life-altering results fall under that specific umbrella. And it's actually called YMYL. Think about medical sites, financial planning sites, or anything that could change the status of someone's happiness, health, or wealth. When someone goes to Google for information that could have real-world consequences, Google wants to be sure it's giving the users the most accurate information possible. Now, part of this means evaluating not only the page content, but also the creator's reputation as well. So instead of focusing solely on what the site page says, Google now tries to understand who is saying it. And this is particularly true for those specific sites, which is under that umbrella called YMYL. Now that means they will look at each category individually. First, they're going to look at expertise. Does the author of the piece of content have the requisite skills and the knowledge in their field? Then they look at authority. Is that the best source to answer the searcher's question? Or is there another go-to person who would be able to be a better source? Next one is trustworthiness. Does the author provide an honest, unbiased presentation of the topic in that content? Again, what is Google's exact formula for measuring it? And that is the tricky part. No one outside of Google really knows. All we know is that we should integrate it into our websites as far as humanly possible. Now I want to just quickly touch on something else. Let's be clear though, no agency, web developer, or company can guarantee you a page as a #1 rank. You might #1 today, but tomorrow you will disappear from that listing. It is a continuous effort to remain there and to keep up with the changes Google might make. Now, obviously, I am not saying that it's not doable. All my clients are on the first page of Google, and I'm going to show you at least what you can start with to get you going. You obviously first have to go and do some keywords, obviously. Do some research, add some content to your blog, and then do some on and off page SEO. So what is on and off page SEO? On-page SEO refers to 2 factors on your own website that you can optimize. Things such like the underlying codes, the content, the titles, the meta tags, the images, and so forth. Off-page SEO refers to actions taken outside of your site that can affect your site's trustworthiness and authority by building the right inbound links and social signals. Now, both tabs are included in the top SEO ranking factors. The truth is that organic searches on Google drive a huge chunk of traffic for most websites. And if you want to maximize your SEO ranking, then I recommend that you optimize your blog post because you probably will be using long tail keywords, which will give you the better chance to get ranked on the main website. Now let's look at some of the top ranking factors. I've created a quick cheat sheet that you will find in your workbook with all the points I'm going to mention now. The first up is the URL access. You will need to submit your sitemap to Google and ensure that your SSL is active on your site. Well, to be honest, you actually do not have to submit your sitemap to Google. Whoa, my light's falling over. Sorry, guys. you actually don't have to submit it to Google. The only reason why you need to do that is because we are impatient human beings and we want our site to be found quicker. And that is why you need to submit it. The spiders of the Google isn't anyway so clever, they will find your site by themselves. Then we have page speed. You can test your speed of your site with many online tools, but the most well-known is the Google Page Load speed test tool. I've actually dropped the links also in the workbook. You're going to find it there. You will also find it on the spreadsheets. Oh, I told you exactly what you're going to get. Let me just keep my mouth shut. You will see it now. The next page, mobile friendliness, is another. Responsive design, which you can adjust in the mobile view section of your site, which is awesome. Large fonts. Remember not to make everything the same fonts, because H1, H2, H3 all count towards SEO. And having them all in H1 is definitely going to influence your rankings. And we spoke about that yesterday very quickly when we created that sample blog post. The next one is accessible, clickable content, which refers to the navigation of your site structure and how easy it is to find the call to action button, the links, and so forth. And guys, this might sound strange and sounds like I'm not talking about a blog post. It is also inclusive of blog posts. It's not just for your website content. Then the domain URL. Just like they say, we get wisdom with age, so does the age of your website have an effect on SEO. The older the site, the more valuable it becomes, because the site is renewed yearly, and who will just pay for a site that they do not use, right? There are other factors too, but just remember that it plays a very big part in SEO. Now, the next one is very, 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 I don't know how many times I can say very important. And Shelley also spoke about it yesterday after that session. It's when we optimized content. The first one is LSI keywords. LSI stands for latent semantic indexing. It is basically content that are similar in nature to the main keywords you are targeting within your content. Now, I've actually given you a free tool in the workbook that you can use for this. You could just need to go to the workbook, but I will show you that later. In the early days of SEO, Google and other search engines would figure out a page topic based 100% on the keywords they found on the page. So if Google saw the keyword content marketing, for an example, over and over again, they would say, this page is obviously about content marketing. That's why keyword density was so very important back in the day. And if you didn't use the keyword a bunch of times, Google wouldn't understand that your page was about that specific term. Now we're going to fast forward to 2021. Today, Google is much smarter. Today, Google's goal is to figure out a page overall topic. And Google relies on LSI keywords to understand the content in such a deep level. For an example, let's say you publish a blog post about, let me just think what example, cold brew coffee. Google will still scan your page to see if you use the term cold brew coffee in your title, in your tag, in the content, in the image, in the text, and the content, and all those places. But they also scan your page for LSI keywords like filter, temperature, grind, cold water, ice. And when they see these LSI keywords in your contents, they're going to say, we're confident that this page is about the topic of cold brew coffee. So you need to understand that. The next one is search intent. Now, search intent is the reason behind a searcher's query on the search engines. It represents the objective the searcher is trying to accomplish. For an example, someone might want to learn about something or find something or buy something. The next one is the length. Now, experts suggest 1,500 to 2,000 words is the ideal length of a blog post. I know it can become very difficult to keep up with that. Now, that is what the experts suggest. So if you're somebody that are totally going for blogging, then just keep that in mind. And then also video. When you include videos in your blog posts, readers will feel more inclined to stop when they reach the video. More often than not, readers will end up engaging with the content anyways. Then we've got technical SEO. We need to use the keywords in page titles. You need to use the right header tags. You need to optimize your meta description. You need to use the keywords in your alt image tags. Now, all of this we will go over just after this presentation. So just hang in there. We're almost there. The other one is user experience. That is reduce the bounce rate. Accepting that your site has a high bounce rate is a little like accepting that maybe, just maybe, your child isn't the best looking kid in the schoolyard. Sure, you think your precious angel is just adorable. And just to make this clear, we are actually talking about your website here. Yet when you head into Google Analytics to check the numbers, you're going to be surprised that the bounce rate is going to tell you a different story. It's hard to come to terms with that. After all, you love this website so much. Why doesn't everybody else? So, of course, just as beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so too is it what constitutes a good bounce rate. Some people might view a bounce rate of 80%. That's awesome. Where others might see this nothing short as horrible. It really depends on your site and the business goals. So how do you reduce the bounce rate? Now, I'm going to talk about that on the next slide because the next point goes actually hand in hand with that. You also need to increase the CTR, which is the click-through rate. Now, here it is all about how long they stay on your page and if they actually engage and click on your links. Now we look at how to reduce that bounce rate. The first thing is to optimize the page load time. Many marketers assume that if the bounce rate is high, the issue must lie with the page content, when in fact, the serious problem can arise before a user even has the chance to read the page at all. Of all the problems a web page can have, taking forever to load is arguably absolutely the worst. Next one is to do smart formatting. Have you ever clicked through a blog post or a web page only to discover an immense, intimidating wall of text? And if so, you already know how discouraging this can become for readers, even if your content is incredibly valuable and completely unique. Formatting your pages to be as welcoming and accessible as possible is really the best way to reduce your bounce rate. So the less work a visitor has to do when they get to your site, the more likely they're going to stick around. So don't overwhelm your visitors with weighty paragraphs that span the entire pages and you make use of all the white space on your pages. Then another note on sidebar and widgets. Make sure you use them sparingly. Some web pages are ideal vehicle for offering relevant content, offers, and other material to your audience. Blog pages are a prime example, and you probably struggle to find a decent blog without something on the sidebar. My blog even have it. So, however, cramming the digital marketing margins of your content with ads, offers, emblems, and all that kind of crap is surefire, definitely a way to overwhelm your visitor and tempt them to bounce off your page. The other one is to optimize for relevance. Aside from the technical considerations like page load times or failing to adhere to the formatting and the best practices and all those things, make sure that your content is relevant to your avatar. The next one is links. Links that you need to test and test and test and test again and again and again and again. That's all I can say. Now, what is inbound links? Inbound links are links on other web pages that direct customers and search engines to your web page or send them to your web page. It's also known as backlinks. Then you get outbound links, and that is called an external link. That is a link from your website to a different website. And then we've got internal links, which is the links that go from one page in your website or your domain to another page in the same domain. They are commonly used in main navigation, and these type of links are useful for three reasons. They allow users to navigate efficiently, and Google do give points for that, by the way. And it helps with the hierarchy of your website. I've spoken about hierarchy many times in my group because it is really important to Google. Then we've got social signals. You need to create social media profiles. You have to. Don't say, I don't need it. You have to create it. You need to make it easy to share the content. There are many options to do this. In BA, the blog posts already have two options that I showed yesterday. We have the social share buttons that can be clicked to share the post with others on their social media accounts, or the social media button that leads to your own social media pages. Now, I also make use of a third-party widget called Share This, where the buttons are sticky to the side of the page, as you can see on this example, and it's always visible no matter how you scroll. Then we get to real business information. Make sure that your name, address, phone number is on your website and that all of your business listings are accurate. Now, again, you might think, what has this got to do with blog SEO? It's got everything to do with blog SEO because these are the type of things that Google look at. Even if it's not in your blog post, it still becomes part of your website. You should also optimize your site with some custom reviews and optimize for local search, especially if you are offering a service locally. These are all things that can help your site as a whole in Google search. Now, a few years ago, all of this meant hiring an SEO analyst. But now in Builderall, you can do all of this yourself. So I'm going to bounce away from my presentation just now, and I'm going to go to my dashboard, and I'm going to show you that just now. So hold a second. I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to close and re-share again. So just bear with me again, guys. It's so funny. It feels like I'm talking to myself. All right, here we go. All right, so here we are on the Builderall beautiful dashboard. I love that. It's probably one of the most beautiful things I see every day is this dashboard. All right, so here is our blog training that we've created, our sample site. And here on the left-hand side, we're going to scroll down until we get to blog. We're going to click on blog. And there's two things you have to understand. You need to set up your SEO for your blog as a whole. And then you need to set up SEO for individual posts as you create them. And that is what we are going to do today. So here is the blog. I'm just going to click on edit. And then on the left-hand side, you're going to go straight down where it says settings. You're going to click on settings. Yesterday, we did the news. Now we're going to click on translate SEO settings. Now, this is important now to think about it. What is your whole blog? What is the whole blog's intent? Or I'm trying to just think about a better word of intent. What is your whole blog about? Is your whole blog about digital marketing for senior citizens? Is it digital marketing for beginners? Is it pet products, healthy pet products for dogs? Think about what the main idea of your blog is. And that is what is going to be added here. It's the main idea. The chances for you to rate in Google in the top 10 with your main keyword of your website, of your homepage, or of your blog is less than when you will rate for a long tail keyword of an individual post inside of your blogs. So it's very important to keep that in consideration, that you might not rank for the blog as a whole or the website as a whole, but you can have multiple rankings for blog posts that you have written because of the long tail keywords. All right. So let's say this is about digital marketing for senior citizens. Okay. So we've got keywords. It's going to be digital marketing for senior citizens. Okay. And then we need to create the meta tags. Now, if you go to a site called metatags.io, I like using the site because I don't have to worry about the code that's going to be the code to write the code exactly, and I might make a mistake. So all I need to do is go to this specific site, and you've got your title that you can write there. And remember, the title needs to have the same keyword in as well as the description. So we now know that we've used digital marketing for senior citizens, and we can go and create a title for it there. So let me just put in digital marketing for senior citizen. So we say the best blog for digital, and I just want to marketing senior citizens. And then we're going to write a description. Now you need to remember, we say digital marketing for senior citizens. So we can say copy, and it needs to make sense. Remember, it needs to make sense to your reader as well. So make sure that it flows basically. So I can't think of something perfect now. So I'm just going to say digital marketing for senior citizens has never been so easy. start today. I'm just going to do that for now, and that's fine. Now you can see it tells you and it shows you what it looks like here on Google as a preview. All you need to do is click on generate meta tags. And you don't need to have the Facebook and the Twitter and all those things, because that's totally different kind of thing to work with. We are just looking at the primary details, which is sitting right here. And you're going to copy that piece. Then you're going to go back to your site and you're going to add your meta tag details there. And you are going to put it on, because we want this block to be found. If you don't want this block to be found, make sure you click off. And then you click save. Now, the same thing is going to happen for each and every single blog post. So once that is saved, you're going to go to your post. And every time that you make a post, you're going to do the same thing. But remember now, this is going to be slightly different, because you need to make sure of the following things. So I'm going to update this post because we didn't optimize it the time when we played around. And obviously this title is no, not right, because I just use it as an example. Oops. I've just typed in all the meta tag details there again. Digital marketing. So let's just give it a title. What was this? Actually, I was not stupid. Why did I remove that? Oh, I was so silly. You see, this is where we need the undo button. But anyways, it was about how to write a blog post. So let's just copy that title there. Because this is for senior citizens. I don't need to make my blog that. Control B. So let's say that is the blog post. I'm not going to play around now with the headings. Or I am going to. I've actually decided I am going to play around, because that is how I roll. So there it is. Now, let's say that is the long tail keyword that I have found. I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to go here and I'm going to add my details and whatever the case might be. And we're going to have that ready. But while we are there, we're going to still look at this now. You need to make sure that your title, which is there, sitting right there, your URL at the back has got the keyword in it, and that you have the same keywords across your content that you are writing in your page. And remember what I said earlier, make sure that you add LSI to your pages, because you want the latent information. You want those things that's going to let Google see that this content is about what you are talking. So make sure that you have that spread right across all your pages. It's very important that all of those things are adhered to, so that Google can see that this post is about what you are saying. So make sure that you count, make sure that you add links, videos, all the things that we have spoken about. Once you've done that and you click save, I'm just going to go to the post, click on the three dots, go to settings, click. Here you put your keyword in. I don't know what my keyword was on that page. How to write a blog content. I think let's just grab that. Not that. That. I'm just going to do this for now. And we're going to grab our information that we've just done. We're going to drop it in the meta tags. I'm just going to put on. And how to write a blog post. Blog post that will convert. That's the keyword. You need to make sure that the settings is on. You won't be able to type if it's off. You can see what happens. You need to be on, and index must not be off. We want to be on, and we're going to click save. And that is what you need to do for each and every single blog post to get it optimized. Very, very important. All right, so now we've come to the end of the training section there, but I want to go back and show you something in the workbook that is very important. This is optimizing the blog day 4. You will see all the information that we just spoke about is sitting right here. There's additional information here, which is the SEO report. Now, on page SEO is also inside of Builderall, which is awesome. If you go to apps and you are going to others and you click on page SEO report. Now, the whole key about this is, when do you do this? Once you have done your post, give it a few hours. So I wouldn't say hours, a few minutes, so it can rest and all the information gets there. Then you're going to go test your post. Now, how do you test your post? Post, not your post, your post. I've just got out of the site, so I am sorry that I have to go back. I always close these little tabs at the top. So what you need to do is wait for the loading and go to the block training again. And we're going to go to that specific post. Nee? And let's go to blog. And I'm not gonna go to the blog. I'm lying. I'm not going to the blog. I'm gonna go to yes, I want to go to the blog, but you know what? I deleted it yesterday. Guys, can you remember I deleted it yesterday? I did. But I'm going to show you in any ways how to do that. Let me just log into incognito to one of my blog posts. Or I'm just going to go to my website. And I'm going to grab the blog post there. So you're going to go to your blog post. The one that you are working with and that you want to test. So I'm just going to grab that one. Here at the top is the URL of this blog post. I'm going to copy that URL. Then I'm going to go to the on-page SEO. I'm going to drop it in there. You know what your keyword is for that specific thing. All right. So I'm just going to make up anything now. I don't know what that keyword was when I did it. So it's going to give me very bad results now because I just typed in randomly. Just to show you what it looks like. It's going to bring back a grade. You want to go at least for a B, not F, C, H, G, whatever. Look at that little face there. That's so sad. And how do you fix this? If you scroll down, you're going to see there's tick marks. All the tick marks says it's awesome. Where it says broad keyword usage and document, you need to go click on it. And it's going to tell you and even give you recommendations of what you need to do. So once you have gone and changed all of these inside of that blog post, and it's 100%, then you know your blog has been optimized to its fullest potential. So when you've done your keyword research, you have made sure that your meta tag details is in there. You have written the post correctly. You've put in the right headlines, the right images, the right links. You've added LSI. Then you have reached that level where you cannot go any further, because then it's about people coming to your website. It's about people building backlinks to your website, which is another story for search engine optimization. But at least you have got a good start. So that is the SEO. And then you can scroll on. It's in here. You can see I've got all the details written there, how to submit it to Google, how to do all of those little thingies. I'm just going to scroll until I get to the special parts that I want to talk about. There is your site speed. Here is the website that I talked about. Find LSI keywords to use in your blog posts. And then right here, it says blog checklist. And this is my present to you today. You will see that there is different sections to this page. We've got writing, before publishing, after publishing, here at the bottom, and website setup. So when you go to the writing side first, it says set up website blog. Make sure your website is correctly set up for SEO. To do this, go to the website setup worksheet to the bottom of the sheet. So once you have done each of these things, just click on this little arrow and click, and it's going to highlight that section that you know that you've completed it. It's just to give you a little bit of a guide. So this is the writing part of it. You can see bullets, use paragraphs, use main keywords, attention grabbers, link internally over 300 words, optimize images. You can see what I've done here for you. Once you've done with writing, you're going to move over to publishing. You're going to do exactly the same type of thing. Verify the links, look at the proofreading, social media optimization, all the important things. Once you've done that, you're going to go to the next step, what to do after you've published. When you're done with that, what to do on your website. So you guys can see I've given you more than enough to help you guys along your way to get your blog post optimized for SEO.
All right, so sending traffic now. You guys have now seen, right, how to create your blog, right? How to find out what to write and all these things. But now you're probably wondering, how do I send traffic? Jackie showed me how yesterday, right? She showed all of us how we can get free traffic with our SEO, and that is great. And you want to be able to, rank your things, your content. Let me stop video so you guys can actually see the full screen. Right. So with SEO is great, but what if you can add a little kick, right? A little, let's call it more fuel to your engine, right? So you have your SEO correct. You got an A+, right? When you use our SEO tool, I don't know, we have an A+. I know you get an A, but how to remember if it's an A+, right? But some of you guys might be extremely new and you guys are hearing this crazy word traffic, right? So what is traffic? And traffic is actually visitors coming to your blog, right? To your website. That's what traffic is. I know when I started in this online world, traffic, I was like, okay, so you're talking about the traffic that I usually have to deal with when I'm driving, especially here in New York, right? So here's your chance to let me know where you guys are from. Do you guys deal with traffic, right? But comment in the comments, put where you're from. Let me know where you guys are from, and if you deal with actual traffic when you're driving. But that's not the traffic that we're talking about, okay? So the traffic is places on the internet where people get to see you. So one of those being via Google search engine, right? Or Bing or Yahoo. So if you did your, your SEO right, then when people are searching on Google or on Bing or on Yahoo, and if you did it right on Google, how Jackie said yesterday, you don't have to worry about Bing, Yahoo, and all these other places because Google is like the big daddy, right? If you get stuff right in Google, you know for sure everything else is perfect in the others. So search engine, when they type in, what was the example that I gave last time? Divorce lawyers, or they type in real estate, right? And a specific keywords that you're using, then you will pop up and they will see your website, your blog, whatever it is that you have out there on the internet. And then we have paid advertising. That's another form of getting traffic. But of course, paid, right? Hence the word paid. You have to put in some money so that people can actually come in and see your blog and see what you're offering. But let's talk about organic / partnership. And I call it organic traffic / partnership because sometimes you do have to pay to get on certain places, but you're kind of also getting organic traffic because you're not paying for those extra clicks that you're going to get for these people that are going to come into your blog. So one way that you could do this is using what they call guest blog articles. So guest blogging, right? And this is where you write articles for websites, newspapers, or magazines. And what guest blogging is, right, and also called guest posting, right? If you guys maybe haven't heard of guest blogging, maybe you've heard of guest posting. It's when you write an article for someone else's blog, right? And the purpose of that is to grow your brand, right? Get the exposure from someone that's huge, and get a little piece of their audience because they kind of fall into your target audience. So therefore, you're going to generate traffic, and you build natural, I guess, what's the word that I'm trying to look for? It'll come back to me, right? But you build the audience now from these other blogs because you're borrowing their audience. And also you'll have backlinks inside these blogs, which is if you saw these past days, that's something that you definitely want to have. Now, another thing that you could do is sponsor your blog post. And what do I mean by that? This means that you can actually have, like I said, these huge websites or these huge blogs out there to actually talk about you, right? There's the partnership part where you have to pay a little bit of money up front so that these blogs can actually say something about you. Here, you're not actually talking, you're not writing, but you're paying them so they can write about you or maybe link a specific article in your blog in their website, right? So you partner with them, you pay them some type of fee so they can actually say like, hey, you know what? Jackie's entrepreneur website about cake decorating is amazing. You guys can definitely go check it out. And then there's a link there, and they will go to your article and learn more about your cake decorating business. Now, another way that you can actually do it, this one is actually something that I learned recently. I didn't know if this was possible, right? You can actually have huge websites like Forbes.com, entrepreneur.com, I think as well. But one of the big ones, Forbes, right? You can actually have an article be written, or you write the article. And what you do when you go to this website, helpareporter.com, I'm not going to go to it because you have to sign up. That's the whole point. You sign up to this website, helpareporter.com. You sign up, and what it does, it actually sends you emails of these, these reporters, these content writers for these huge companies, and they need content, right? They don't normally spit out content just out of their head. Sometimes they get help. So you'll get a list of maybe specific topics, and if you can write an article about that, you can literally be on Forbes.com, because if it's something that portrays to your niche and something that you can talk about freely and give yourself, some brand recognition, you can say like, hey, look, I'm on Forbes.com, and you maybe didn't even have to pay for this. That's also a great thing about this. When you go to this website, helpareporter.com, is that, you get this email, they need someone to write content for a specific niche. You write it, you submit it, and if it gets approved, they like it, guess what? Now you are on a huge blog, huge website, Forbes.com. And I mean, that would be something great for me to share on my social media, on my blog, especially if you're trying to be some type of influencer. And then the last way that you can get traffic, and I'm pretty sure we will all touch up on this. Like I said, there's going to be a short training, because if we go up on this, we'll be here for another week, right? Social media traffic. And what's social media traffic? Well, you have Facebook, you have YouTube, you have Google Ads. Well, that's not much of social media. You have TikTok, and you have Twitter and Quora, and the list goes on. Any social media, you could definitely get organic traffic and also paid traffic, because as you know, Facebook has an ad platform where you can pay Facebook to advertise for you. You can do a video, or you can do an article, and then you'll be able to share that. Okay, same thing with YouTube. Maybe you can create a video talking about a specific topic that your article is talking about. So you can maybe like paraphrase it in your video, and then tell people to go back, click on the link below your video to read your full article where they can learn more about it. And then same thing with the Google Ads, even though it's not really much social media, but with Google Ads, you guys are able to appear on the top when it comes to searching. Someone might search on a certain real estate, but the first thing that always shows up when you're searching for a specific topic is the ads. So therefore your ad will be on top. Then you have TikTok. TikTok is new. And if you guys are not on TikTok, I know people say that it's for young kids, but nowadays it's literally for everybody and anybody. I know Shelly has an amazing TikTok. I love watching her TikTok. I got to get back on it and post more TikTok videos. The TikTok is great. You guys, it's free traffic. And now they actually have an option where you can actually promote yourself in TikTok. Meaning you might have a great video that you think is great, but it's not getting that many views, so not many people are actually seeing it. But they have an option where it says promote, and you can pay like $10, $20, and TikTok will forcefully put it on people's For You page, but it is going to say sponsored at the bottom, and people will be able to see your videos. So a video that might have 10 views or so now is going to have hundreds and even thousands, and then because more people are actually going to see it, you might actually get even more organic traffic. Because I know I tested it myself with a video that I had. I think it was a couple of hundred views. I tested out this promote feature that TikTok now has, promoted it, and a lot of people were seeing it. They were commenting, they were liking, they were even sharing it. And then I stopped promoting the video. Well, because it started to get so much engagement, then more people were seeing it naturally and organically. And then last, Twitter, same thing, right? You guys just post a link to your blog, you talk about it, give a short little description. I know with Twitter, even though I don't do too much Twitter, there's so much characters that you can actually add there, but you don't want to write a whole story. You just want to give them a little glimpse, a little snap of what it is that your blog is about. And like I said, this is short, right? Traffic, it's simple, but yet not so simple. But if you want to go the free route, I want to say that it's easy, but a little bit complicated in a sense that you have to put in the work.